Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. You know what we're about to do. We're going to get ourselves ready. Got to prepare ourselves for day whatever, 1,000 of the Candace drama, ongoing saga. This is craziness, Al. For real. Shout out to Juju. What's going on, friend? How are you? How are you, Loyal? Absolutely good to see you. I see you, Kim. How are you, friend? All right. I wanted to get started a little bit early because I want to go over and hop. We have not checked out Mira K in a while. I feel like I've let her down. I feel like I let a friend of the channel down. So we're going to jump over here real quick and see what Mira K's got going on over here and all that kind of good jazz. So shout out to the best live chat on the internet. How are y'all? I appreciate you. Let's do this. We're going to jump in. Your girl has not declared that she's going live. Maybe she's just hiding out. Maybe she's hiding from TPUSA. She's hiding in the nondescript bunker because she hasn't determined that she's going on yet. So shout out to you, Paul. Paul's girl said, look, I made it early. Shout out to you. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that together. I'm going to jump over here. We're going to pull in Mira. We have not talked to Mira in a while. I would love to get Mira to come onto the channel. I think that would be fun. I think she has some good insights. Let's pull her in, give y'all a chance to jump in and say what's up. I just saw Egyptian plane. Maybe there's some Egyptian planes nearby and she can't go live. Maybe that's very possible. That's extremely possible. You guys are crazy, man. I love y'all. All right, let's go. Let's go see what Mira's talking about. Green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear. Let's go. Let's go.
It's finally happened. Turning Point have responded to the craziness of Candace Owens' allegations, and we have waited for this day for so long. There have been many reasons why they haven't responded. Maybe they haven't wanted to give more attention. Maybe legally they were tied up in some sort of NDA. I'm not clear. I don't exactly know. But I think at this point, with Candace Owens coming out in her latest episode saying directly and clearly, Turning Point USA basically did this, they're like, okay, enough's enough. The crazy gotta go. The crazy gotta be addressed. The crazy gotta be figured out. The crazy gotta be changed. We have to do something about this. They can't.
Where did Mira's accent come from? Did y'all hear that? Hold on, Mira, where'd you get that accent from? Wait, that accent, hold on. Mira is playing games with me. Listen to this accent again.
Directly and clearly, Turning Point USA basically did this. They're like, okay, enough's enough. The crazy gotta go. The crazy gotta be addressed. The crazy gotta be figured out. The crazy gotta be changed. We have to do something about this. They cannot.
Is Mira Southern? Is she from South Georgia? She sounds real Southern right there. Shout out to Mira. Mira's already sounding Southern.
Continue to sit quietly as Candace Owens totally destroys and besmirches the reputation of Turning Point USA for her own viewership. As we've said on here many, many times, Candace Owens is unbelievably talented. She knows how to weave together a story, manipulate people into truly thinking there's truth behind her allegations, to completely not focus on the fact that she is actively lying through so much of her content. And it's really a masterpiece at work, but at the same time, there's a cost to this masterpiece. The cost is not just Charlie Kirk's reputation and name and his peaceful, hopefully, time in heaven. It's actually the cost that Turning Point USA and all these individuals are paying. I know that in Israel, we're paying the cost of everybody thinking that maybe we're involved, France, Brigitte, not to talk about the just ridiculous random people that she's come after, the individuals that she's tried to pinpoint, and now coming at Turning Point USA to this point, they just said enough. And I get it. I agree. I understand. And we're going to watch exactly what they said right after you hit that subscribe button, because as you know, 85% of you have not yet joined our channel, and we want you here. Join this movement. It is part of something bigger than all of us to fight back against the total insanity of what's going on in the world, and to normalize conversations with radically rational opinion. If you believe in it, and if you like it, and especially if you like our new merch line, Make America Think Again, go check it out at meiraK.com. Let's dive right into what Turning Point USA had to say to the Candace machine.
We wanted to use this segment at the top of this hour to say something important. For the past 2.5 months, there is a topic that has flooded our freedom inbox. It has been nonstop on social media, but which we have almost totally avoided on this show. You probably already know what I'm talking about, which shows just how ubiquitous it has been.
Good word.
Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees.
Just that should be enough for you to be like,
Yeah.
what a terrible person.
She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie. She has suggested Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself.
By the way, do you see how he's reading this out? It's clear. It's clear that the reason Turning Point, in my opinion, USA has not responded to Candace up until this point is because of legal matters and wanting to be very, very careful. And they know that if they say even the smallest thing that's incorrect, that Candace will come after them. So he's reading a very, in my opinion, carefully prepared document, in which he's probably been told that he's not even allowed to kind of change the words at all. They were so meticulous to make sure that legally everything that they say is not going to get them in trouble. That's my bet.
She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events. Candace has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual and its details suggested a, quote, inside job. She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening.
She's nuts. Like, is everybody aligned on that? Like, foreign airplanes are following Erica Kirk. Like, oh, how far does a person have to go?
She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died. She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died. She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has spread absurd claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns. She has suggested that TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are.
Doesn't it just sound so ridiculous when he reads it out like this? Like, you know, if you had one line, just stick to it. Like, Brigitte Macron is a man. Okay, you just stick to that lie and people will believe it. You come with it, but just stick to it. Here, she's just dispersed herself in a million different areas. She's just firing shots. And when you listen to it, you're like, oh, sounds really like somebody's unwell.
Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone. She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth. She has made claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which, again, is not true. Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every year. He personally reviewed and he signed off on every expense report, and literally every single bill paid by the organization down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline. Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out because from the start, there has been nothing there. The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total reckless disregard for the truth. So,
amen. I can't get over how crazy it sounds. Like, I've been thinking to myself, maybe I should put together a list of just some of the mad allegations and just showcase them and repeat them, because when you say them out loud, when Candace says them, they sound very convincing. Yeah, maybe they're spies under a tunnel, you know, like all this crazy stuff.
No, it doesn't. It sounds crazy.
Think about it. It sounds nuts. And I wonder to myself, does she sit in her kitchen just laughing at how stupid people are that they listen to her? I wonder. But finally, somebody actually just putting this in wording and calling out like crazy thing, crazy thing, crazy thing, crazy thing, crazy thing, crazy, crazy. Like, just gives it a bit of clarity. But there are people paying the price for this, and this guy is one of them.
That Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played. Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder.
That's a big statement. That the people on the right who are listening to Candace and being incited by her are worse than the people on the left who hated Charlie. And I'm actually not surprised to hear this, because I think that any society, if you take the two extremes, they will compete with each other. And whilst the right has focused so much on like hating on the left, they haven't realized how much power they've created in just normalizing this horrific culture of being able to hate on each other to this point. And okay, so the right's really good at it. Like, that doesn't particularly surprise me, but it's an important thing to notice.
And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it. For months, we have received hundreds, thousands, I suspect, emails and calls asking us to respond. People have wanted us to invite Candace on the show. But for a long time, our approach was to say nothing. We did that for several reasons. First, we thought that her prevarications were so absurd that nobody would believe them. We shouldn't have to answer questions about secret tunnels or Egyptian Air Force planes. That sort of thing is just, it's beneath contempt to respond to. The second reason we've said so little, though, is because there's a good rule of thumb, which Charlie followed. Do not feed the trolls. Focus on the mission. Reviving America, uplifting young people, making heaven crowded. Don't give air to people who want to tear you down and sow discord. Lastly, we didn't respond because Charlie always viewed Candace as a friend, and we were holding out hope that she would return that friendship and stop what she was doing. But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder.
Really sad.
Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country. And far too often, we here have heard from ordinary people, people who loved Charlie and who Charlie loved so much in return. These people have expressed the worry that we are staying silent out of cowardice or as some sort of tacit admission that some of the attacks are true. Neither is the case. Our silence has never been, and it will never be, equal to complacency or approval. Still, we decided Charlie would not allow this to go on. Charlie was not a coward. Charlie was a fighter. Charlie would not allow someone to spread lies about the people closest to him with impunity. And he would feel ashamed if other people were stepping up to defend his friends while he never did so himself. Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life. I feel it immensely. And that is why we feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Oh, Candace ain't going to Phoenix. There's no way.
Yeah, there's
Candace
no
is
way.
not going to go to Phoenix. She's going to probably say, yeah, of course. She's going to come up. Look, there's a few options, actually. Why am I deciding what Candace is going to do? I don't know her. There's a few options of what she's going to do. Number one, she's going to take this and destroy it on her show and be like, they think I'm going to come to Phoenix. They think those people who betrayed Charlie, they'll just kill me. I can't go. They'll kill me if I'm there. Okay, that's probably option number one. Option number two is she'll say, yeah, I'll be there. And then she'll have to cancel last minute because she's very sick or something comes up and then she can't go. So she doesn't look like a coward. Option number three, she does go. And that, my friends, would be popcorn.
It'll never happen.
That would be absolutely nuts if she actually goes and sits there. But I am so excited to see them respond to the allegations. There's a part of me, it's like, this is enough. You don't need to respond to her allegations. Like, that was enough. That statement showing all the different crazy things and just saying the reasons why you haven't made a statement up until this point, but now finally calling her out, that is enough. Let the Candace do what the Candace does, like, move on. But it is going to be more entertaining if she does sit there and they destroy each thing as she tries to provide the receipts. Because she doesn't have receipts that, like, McCoy knew about Charlie's murder or that there were tunnels under the university or whatever
Come on, the
crazy thing she's
Egyptian,
come up with
the
next.
Egyptian
But
planes.
good
Come on.
for turning point, for finally responding to this, for finally giving this an official backing. What we've been trying to fight for the last 3 months is to say, hello, you're dividing. You're causing so much damage. Enough is enough. It's not what Charlie would have wanted. It's not what any of us want. And we're all just watching her get more and more and more rich, as he said, more and more famous, more and more fearful. People are so afraid of her now because they're just like, we can't say anything because the Candace machine might come after us. And all of that is at the expense of Charlie's legacy, which was to try and rebuild the conservative moment, which is being destroyed by the Nick Fuenteses, the Groypers, the Candace nutsos. So maybe, guys, maybe this is the start of something new. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, let us go. Let us go. All right, pull this back in. Pull me back in. All right. So y'all remember, and I love the internet. The internet is undefeated because you all have been accumulating. I mean, Candace has put out so much content that you've been out there looking and scouring, and somebody put together just a quick video of her saying that she wanted to pick the fight and, you know, pick the time and the place. And then of course she backs out. So let's bring this
but
in.
I cared about Charlie. Have you no shame? We're going to find out. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule is no assassinations. Okay? No assassinations, no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it. And then Candace died in a mysterious accident. Okay? We'll be right back after a quick break.
The internet is undefeated again. Shout out to the internet for just being undefeated. That is some crazy work. You can pick the place, you can pick the time, but not that place and not that time. There you go. That's some crazy work, man. Absolutely insane. Thank you so much, Maggie, right here with the $5. Super says this, I can hear Candace can't make it. Well, I mean, she was insinuating it yesterday, but I do want to talk about something real quick. Thank you so much again for the $5 super. Did y'all notice that she mentioned the assassination word and actually said it 2 times and alluded to it a 3rd time? But she did not mention that there's a proverbial hit out on her life right now. Does that not cause anybody to scratch their head and be like, what's going on? Does that not cause anybody to be like, hey, wait, what? I thought you had a hit on you that was so massive that you had all this information on. You text, come on. It made you text an FBI secretary about it, right? That's how big it was. The counterterrorism read your email. But You didn't even mention it. I'm sorry. That's just so crazy to me. What do we have here? What do we have here? Yeah, she's a real one for sure. I hope that this response from TPUSA is setting the stage for a civil lawsuit. Reckless disregard for the truth sounds like illegal speak to me. I want to ask some lawyers. I mean, we had Megan Grout on earlier today talking about the Fonnie Willis and the Trump RICO trial here in Georgia. I want to wait for a lawyer to talk about that because I'm just finding it weird. Like, how is it that this woman keeps inciting lawsuits? Like, I've never seen somebody want to be sued as much as she gets sued. That's got to be a psychosis. Is that a phobia, like the fear of not being sued or something? What is the deal? What is your deal? Tim Pool did do a great video earlier today, or rather, yes, it was yesterday. I have to find the full clip that I want. I don't want to play the whole thing. I want to find that clip that I want, and we'll pull it in. So as soon as I have it available, I'll make sure that you all have it as well. Real quick here, as I'm pulling in this, I'll wait for it's not loading up fast enough yet. So I'll just turn my attention back over to y'all. All right. It saddens me that Candace has stooped to this level. She feeds on the drama. I mean, you're right there. I agree with you, Flutter Ninja. I agree 100%. I have a theory for her motive. Dragon Lady. You got a theory? You know, hey, we got theories over here. We got a theory right here that Gail's Drake is amazing. Thank you so much for the $5. She says this: she is going to cause us to lose the midterms or possibly 2028 election, according to Tim Pool. I agree. That's what Tim Pool said. But let's just play a game. Let's just play a game. What if this was always her point? This was always her move. I don't believe that she really was a conservative. I really don't. And what if this was always where she wanted to get to, this place? Just something to think about. Thank you again for that $5 super. I appreciate you. All right, let me get this queued in real quick. I don't know why the YouTube is not running fast like it's supposed to. I will have it in a second, though. Where is it? We just going to play around with that. All right. Let me see real quick. Cantifa. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're now moving to Cantifa. Cantifa's in the chat. Shout out to Cantifa. Y'all tell Cantifa, of course, y'all get to come up here to the front of the church. We used to call you Candies. Now we call you Cantifa for sure. Y'all are welcome. Come on up in here. Get up in here in front of the church. Come on. All right, real quick, I do want to go over my bingo board while I'm waiting for this video to render. Let me pull this in. All right, so I got this tonight. They threatened me. Oh, you know that's going to happen. I can't say who yet. Germany. Trust me, bro. I uncovered something. The Jewish donors, I tried to warn you. I was right again. Planes for you. Do your own research. I won't share yet. Free space. Plot twist. Trump. I don't know, but I know. I'll wait. This is suspicious. Elites. Lawyers, a random person, a random text. I just sense, and why isn't anyone talking about this? And I don't trust that. All right, I got some good bingo words. I think we have a good time tonight. I am looking forward to it. Shout out again to the best live chat on the internet. I do want to pull in. Hey, Nathan Livingstone was on Colonel Kurt's channel. Shout out to Nathan. He was on Monday. Shout out to him. We had a great time. And y'all, please make sure you support good content creators because we want to encourage them to keep doing good content. We want to make sure it happens. All right. I know a lot of people want me to look at this Bronson video. I'm not familiar with him. I've never seen his channel before, but I do have it. I will be watching it after the show while I'm doing my running my errands. I'll check it out. And then I'll get back to you. And of course, maybe we'll watch it tomorrow or whatnot. Real quick, thank you so much, Slayer Princess with the $10. Says this: it's time for Candace to put up or shut up. Let's just stop right there. Why is Cantifa not asking her to put up or shut up? Why are they not asking for her to show and prove? Give us the receipts, show us the evidence. Because you do realize that pretty much everything that she has quote unquote revealed, all of her receipts would not work in a court of law. Not a one. They're not evidentiary. There's nothing. Again, like I said, you can't just have one witness. You need to have something else to corroborate it, whether it be an email, a video, or another witness, two other witnesses, whatever. Something else needs to go along with that besides just me saying, trust me, bro. So let's continue. If she's just asking questions, answers should be top priority, not excuses. Stand behind what you're alleging, Candy. No show equals a grift. Not wanting answers. There we go. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. She'll be on in 45 minutes. Okay, shout out to her. Did she upload that? Because if so, maybe we will watch that Bronson video. Did she announce? I don't see it. Maybe something happened to her. I don't know. Should go on vacation. Impromptu vacation or something. No, I don't see it popped up, but I'll, you know what we will do? All right. Because a lot of people have said that this Bronson video was really good. So, all right, I'm going to take one for the team. I have not seen it yet, so we're going to watch it together. Let me pull it in because my other video is still rendering slow. So let me pull this guy in. Shout out to Bronson. And looks like a good content creator. Make sure we support excellent content creators. Let's pull me in. All right, of course, I'm going to go ahead and like the video. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe. Appreciate the brother doing what he's doing. Let's see what he's got going on. All right, green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear. Let's go.
Correct, Candace. People know exactly what you said. Good luck explaining that one away. You screwed up big time on that one. Big time. You really think Candace is gonna find the answers? The only thing you're gonna come to is we don't know, but we know. They are raising money to keep Turning Point going. You are making money off of trying to destroy it. There's a really big difference between those two things. So Blake Neff comes out, and we're going to go through these because we catch Candace in lies to where she doesn't, she's like, oh, I didn't say this, or this was out of context. Yeah, no, if I can find this stuff, you better believe the people at TPUSA planned ahead.
Green hearts in the chat that you can hear. Everybody can hear. It looks like they can. All right, just want to make sure before I get too far afield. Because he's actually, I like it. I like what I'm hearing so far. Shout out to Bronson. My man, let's go.
Are going to be able to find this and probably much more, right? So if I were Candace, I would be at least a little concerned. I know she's a little pit bull, right? And she likes to bully her way in conversations. Here's the problem, Candace, is you've done a lot of talking on the internet and you've put out a lot of tweets. And if little old me, nobody, can find this stuff and catch you on your shit, you better believe that a team organized to do so is definitely going to be able to do it. So let's go ahead. Let's just jump right in. Let's jump right in and get to these few little lies that I've caught Candace in. You guys ready?
She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening.
Definitely never said Turning Point lied because you never responded.
First lie.
Another possibility is that a military jet, particularly one from a foreign country, would likely be equipped with encrypted satellite-based communications capabilities. If you wanted to make an untraceable phone call, as an example, that would be a good place to do so because only the NSA would be able to intercept that call. And it's pretty obvious that the deep state doesn't seem particularly interested in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So that'd be a safe place to communicate on that plane. Like I said, these are our options. What we can do now, however, is we can add this to our list of verifiable Turning Point USA lies because I'm going to count this as a lie by severe omission.
Let's go ahead and play that back, shall we?
On the country, and that Turning Point has lied about this happening.
Definitely never said Turning Point lied because you never responded. What we can do now, however, is we can add this to our list of verifiable Turning Point USA lies because I'm going to count this as a lie by severe omission.
I know.
Hey, real quick, did she ever make that PDF file that she said the verifiable list of lies from TPUSA. Did she ever make that available anywhere? Does anybody know? Any of you Cantifa or anything like that? Do any of y'all have that? Okay, let me know. Anyway, welcome to the party. Let's go.
Number 1, let's keep going.
She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died.
Never happened. Then they were going to tell Americans, as Pastor Rob McCoy did, that it just so happened that Charlie Kirk kept notebooks and diaries. He was so diligent that he wrote down his succession plan featuring who he wanted to take over for the organization in the event of his untimely death. Like, he just, in the third notebook, he was like, oh, and if I accidentally get shot on campus, here's what you should do. Call Erica. And then after you call Erica, come find this notebook. And in this notebook, you'll see that I am using adjectives like fantastic and heroic to describe Mikey McCoy. And if during this process of our imagination, common sense comes on and we're like, oh, but wait, Charlie, wasn't he like a boy genius? He's a pretty bright kid. Wouldn't he have maybe formalized that succession plan outside of like a diary? Maybe call one of his many lawyers, maybe formalize it in a will, because that's what you're supposed to do if you are thinking about dying and you need to make a plan. You make a will. I'm sure he had a will, but no, he wanted to put it in these notebooks. And then the plan was to guilt us, I think, to try to haunt us with the ghost of Charlie's notebooks that we're never going to be allowed to read, but we're supposed to accept that they most definitely read, like for sure. That's what it feels like. Do you agree? I think their thought process was it will be much easier for us to control the spirit of Charlie Kirk than the actual living, breathing Charlie Kirk. That's the vibe that I'm starting to get as I keep discovering all of these strange anomalies.
All of his wildest dreams for this organization and more. He left me a blueprint in all of his journals, but more so than that, I was his vault for literally everything. He shared everything with me, his vision, his dreams, and I know now more than ever, he was always a hard worker, but now more than ever, he's up in heaven orchestrating and sitting and strategizing, and I can just feel it. I can feel it.
Sure sounds like she's calling them a liar.
She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died.
When you say suggested, it means that they are interpreting my words. What I said is another fact. They did not issue him first aid when he fell down. There was nobody who pulled out any gauze and tried to stop the bleeding. And they've admitted to that. In a sit down with Sean Ryan, Brian Harpole said it was because of the severity of the injury.
Is that what Brian Harpole said?
And so I initially dove down on top of him and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound. And so I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding, just trying to find the pressure. And it was coming out still. And I'm on top of him, like close. And it was still coming out enough that it squirted through my fingers and I could taste it on my lips. And so I was like, man, this is a bad wound, right? And so I was just pushing that, and I don't know at that time. I know when you look at the clock, I was on him within 5 seconds and had my hands in him. And then I don't know when I put the first piece of medical on him. It was sometime after that, because I carry it right here. And that's why you carry it on you. You got to have it there. So, but then I remember pulling back away and thinking, damn, this is bad. Like it's coming out. And I don't remember saying this, but the guys told me, and you can kind of see it on the video. I said, prep the car. And I just prepped, and you see the two guys just take off. And that car's prepped in position, but doors are open, yeah. The whole deal.
Not sure. Did you guys hear him say that they didn't render aid to Charlie immediately? Sure sounds like what he's describing is them rendering aid to Charlie immediately.
She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has spread absurd claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns.
Okay, so yes, the SD card thing is unbelievably suspicious. It's not something that you would do. Neither would you just run up onto a grassy knoll and record yourself. Again,
I'm wondering why the SD card thing is so suspicious. Somebody explain this to me, if you can. Why is it so crazy that they would go, this is close-up footage of an unaliving? We should probably secure that. Why is that suspicious?
Okay, I'm going to answer Bronson. He didn't ask me, but I'll answer him because I've heard Candace explain this, and this is her thinking. She thinks that the camera is more expensive than the SD card inside of the camera. And that's her logic, that you should be, instead of worrying about what's inside of the camera, i.e. the SD card, you should have been worried about the camera. And she's really trying to show that they were worried about something minuscule when they had something really big that they should have been worrying about. That's her logic. I'm not saying it's right, because we all know that the cameras are more than likely insured. So if somebody steals the camera, you can go ahead and file an insurance claim. If you lose that SD card with the up close footage, you can't get that back. That's why. So, to answer the question, I know he didn't ask me, but shout out to Bronson.
And didn't they show her some of that footage?
Allegedly.
The rear footage? So she knows they have it. It's not like they erased it or it just disappeared. And it was turned over to the FBI. So why is that so suspicious?
these are unusual actions. And rather than trying to pretend like it's normal to record a selfie video of yourself and to prematurely announce that somebody is dead, maybe you should answer why.
That is such a silly thing to prematurely announce that somebody has been unalived. I've said this before in other videos. I guarantee you 90% of the people that saw that close-up video of Charlie knew right then and there that he had been unalived. So he didn't prematurely announce anything. He had a reaction, and it was
shout out to Vicky. Vicky said it way better than me. Shout out to Vicky. I spent all those words. You know, I'm over here using all these big words, all these long words, and Vicky just said it real simple. The footage more valuable than the camera. Come on. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Vicky Call Air. Shout out to Vicky. Let's go.
It's the same reaction that I'm willing to bet at least 90% of the people who saw that video had, and he saw it up close and personal.
All of that took place because you guys told lies about, verifiable lies about why that took place. Because don't forget, Andrew Colvett sat next to you and said it was because people were stealing. If people were stealing, you probably would want to grab the very expensive cameras and not the SD card.
That's a complete brain dead thought to have. That in that moment on that campus, the most valuable, or one of the most valuable things on campus in that moment is that video footage. What is she talking about? Makes total sense. I'm sure they have equipment and their equipment is insured. Do you know what's not insured? That SD footage that's on there. If that disappears, it's probably gone forever. Or somebody's going to make a grip of money off of it. So no, those cameras in relation to the value of what's on those SD cards it's not even close. So no, it makes total sense that they didn't give a crap about the cameras, that they were most concerned with the SD cards. This is just, and she knows this, Candace isn't stupid. This is just a stupid talking point that her followers would, you know what I mean? Like, she can trick her followers into thinking this is a good argument, and it's not.
Suggested that TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are.
Yeah, so I do believe the Calvary Chapel, their history with Chuck Smith, the evidence that it was a militant CIA effort to infiltrate the Christian faith and to tie the Christian faith to the political ideology of Zionism. I think there's a lot of evidence for that, and I'm happy to discuss that in a broader debate.
I think that's a little silly. Just because from my understanding, right, I'm pretty sure like Rob McCoy and Frank Turek, these are evangelical pastors, right? And I'm pretty sure evangelical pastors, and you guys can look this up if you want, definitely fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure evangelical pastors have always been very pro-Israel. I don't think this is not a new thing. This isn't like an infiltration that's just recently started to occur in the evangelical sect of Christianity. Pretty sure they've always been pretty pro-Israel. This is, in my opinion, a nothing burger. She will not be able to connect any dots of any of this to anything having to do with Charlie Kirk and what happened to him on September 10th. This is just dumb. This is a Catholic attack on evangelicals, in my opinion.
I do think that things at Turning Point USA became a bit problematic when you started to, I would say, almost hijack genuine Christian faith and sort of roll it into this idea that you must support Israel in order to be a Christian. That's kind of floating into more opinion, but I think well backed by the facts of the founding of the Calvary Chapel Church during the decade of the 60s, where the CIA was really just spiking the ball on Christians in general. Let's keep going.
Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Sorry, that was a dream that I had, and it is...
Because that's not a defense. Hey, I said a thing, but it's based on a dream I had. Charlie was betrayed by everybody. And then she continuously brings that phrase up multiple times. So she does that episode where she talks about this dream that she had the night before and that Charlie was betrayed by everybody, right? So this was a tweet that she put out, and then she did an entire video on it. And then this has also come up again and again and again. And most recently, just a few days prior, where Charlie was betrayed by everybody and I have the proof. And then she doesn't show any proof. But like maybe you can just be like, no, I'll defend that because it's a dream that I had and I'm just telling you about a dream. I think that's a little disingenuous. I think that's in bad faith. And I think that just shows her character a little bit.
Is also a realization that it has been months. People at Turning Point USA are...
But if you're noticing the body language, when she is confident that she hasn't done anything wrong or that she hasn't done what they are accusing her of doing, she talks quicker. She's much more assertive.
Shout out. You know what? I like this guy. Shout out to everybody who told me about Bronson. This is my first time watching his video. I've never seen him before, but he definitely has done his homework. Shout out to him. This is a great content creator. Can the mods please make sure that we drop his link in the chat so people can go check out his full video without me adding my little color commentary? This guy, he knows what he's talking about. Shout out to him.
When she's a little unsure, or you can see maybe like, oh crap, they might have got me on that one, her tone shifts. She talks slower. She's a little softer, right? She still sort of has that like smart ass vibe, but it's toned down a lot. So just keep paying attention to her body language.
Possession of text messages and the day before Charlie died, in which he wrote out to you, and not just to people that work at Turning Point USA, but also security guards, that he thought that they were going to kill him tomorrow, explicitly. I find it highly unusual.
I want to see that. I absolutely 100% want to see that Charlie Kirk explicitly said to them in a message or whatever she just claimed that I think somebody is going to unalive me tomorrow, with that specific word in there. Tomorrow. I don't believe that exists. I think this is made up by Candace. I could be wrong. But okay, I don't know if it's made up by Candace. I think Candace might believe it, but I think somebody told her this and made this up.
Either way.
And until I see that that's actually verified, there's no way that I'm going to believe that. Because if Charlie Kirk is explicitly telling people in his organization that I feel like they are going to unalive me tomorrow at the UVU event, I would assume that security would have caught wind of that. Nowhere in either interview on the Sean Ryan show or on Paramount Tactical does Brian Harpole mention anything about Charlie Kirk saying he felt that he was going to be unalived at UVU. That's insane. And for her to keep pushing this without any type of verification is, I mean, it's like I can see you bringing it up like, hey, I heard this is a thing. Can we verify this, please? TPUSA guys, is this true? I would like to, at least while I'm looking for facts, figure out if people that are sending me information are kind of leading me on, or if this is actually real. That would be the responsible thing to do, but nah, that doesn't, you know what I mean? That doesn't sizzle.
She has said,
Let me also point out the reason Candace doesn't do that, because she doesn't verify her facts. If you say something that aligns with what she believes already, that's why I believe her tip line is punking her. I believe it because they keep saying things that she wants to believe. I want to believe this. Oh, somebody just affirmed or confirmed or gave me more insight on what I want to believe. I'm going to bring it up again. The whole Egyptian plane thing was from the tip line. And they kept feeding her lines that she wanted to believe. And so therefore, that's how she got here. I believe that somebody told her that and she ran with it and she didn't verify it, because we've seen this already. She doesn't verify things, but she'll say that she did. That 920 email. I'm just going to leave that out there again. Let's go.
Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth.
So you notice that's like a Snopes tactic. When he says the quote, it's actually not a full quotation. I never said that. Obviously, in the context that he put it in, that Charlie's friends, quote, had to know he was going to be murdered. Did I say the sentence, had to know he was going to be murdered? Perhaps, but we're going to need to hear the full sentence.
No, actually, Candace, you didn't say that. Let's see what you actually said, shall we?
I took a big risk to tell the truth, and my hope is that you will at least check me on it. Analyze and verify the flight patterns.
I want the email so bad.
So, I think we know why Kash Patel is out, right? I mean, I read this, checked it, verified it, and I just want to know why, Charlie. I want to know why the decision was made to murder Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends. A decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends. That's all I have. I want to know why.
What? Okay. All right, Candace, what context was that in? I would really like to see you defend that and try to explain that away as to how that statement, I want to know why the decision was made to unalive Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends.
What's the context?
Explain that context, Candace. How is that possibly saying anything other than exactly what it says? I'm going to read it again for you guys. You guys ready? I want to know why the decision was made to unalive Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends.
Because you're trying to context it in a way that is just untrue. And I don't think it's necessary. If you're willing to have a conversation, that you need to lie about anything that I've said, People have watched the show. They know exactly what I've said. And I tend to stand by what I've said. And
You are correct, Candace. People know exactly what you said. Good luck explaining that one away. You screwed up big time on that one. Big time.
Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force
Shout out to the
planes flying out
Maroons.
of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out because from the start, there has been nothing there.
okay, so no matter how many times you keep pretending there's nothing there at the Egyptian planes, the whole internet understands that there's something there at the Egyptian planes.
No, the whole internet does not understand that there is something there with the Egyptian planes. Sorry. A good chunk of the internet thinks you're completely nuts and thinks this whole Egyptian plane thing is stupid and doesn't tie into Charlie Kirk and what happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th in any way, shape, or form.
Saying that I went after somebody for wearing a green hoodie is not true at all. We never even covered the green hoodie people on this show.
But you did.
I shared
Yeah, you definitely went after green hoodie people on X so
Yeah, you
much
did.
to the point that they had to like come out and be like, no, look, it's just me. We just wear goofy stuff sometimes. That's it. We're part of the soccer team. Like, no, you definitely sent out a massive, massive witch hunt on X for the people in the green hoodies.
a picture when somebody asked for a picture because they were trying to investigate and identify everyone who was there, which is valid. And the person wearing the green hoodie was not even upset about it. He responded.
I don't know. I don't know
So-
how valid that is. Can we do that? Like, as people, we can just demand things from the public
Say this part.
with
this
no
part.
type of authority whatsoever. It's
That
just,
part.
if there's enough of us, it's mob rule then. So I can get my mob together and like, yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't seem okay. That doesn't
not.
pass the vibe check, Candace. That as long as I have a big enough mob, we can just kind of do what we want and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I don't like that thought process at all, Candace.
that has nothing to do with me whatsoever. And by the way, it would probably feel better to the public if you guys were the ones that were asking questions about who was there on that day. I completely stand by what I said about the people that are wearing maroon shirts. They are going to.
I disagree. I'm actually quite okay with them not pressuring and going on this psychotic witch hunt daily and pulling pictures of people in green hoodies and going, find this person now. I
That's
must know
crazy.
everything that they've done over the past 6 months. No, I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with them leaving that to the authorities.
And even worse than that, it's not really something. Please keep in mind, Candace's investigations will lead to nothing. Anything that she finds, what is she going to do with it? What is she going to do? What's going to happen? She's already said that the Utah's police force is corrupt. The schools is corrupt. The Fed is corrupt. Who is she going to give it to? What's she going to do with it? What? It's already an exercise in futility by her own admission. She done excoriated everybody. Nobody can be trusted. So then what are you going to do with the information when you find the quote unquote truth? You'll put it out there and everybody going to look at you and say, what? What are we supposed to do with it? Nothing, because nothing's going to happen. But you know what we are going to do? We're going to say shout out real quick. I'm going to finish up with Bronson. I like that guy. Shout out to y'all. Whoever told me about him, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Real quick, shout out to Kathleen right here with the $5 super. Says this: House and Habit had live last night. Charlie's family was in the chat, and Charlie was not close with Candy for a while now. I totally believe that. If you want to drop me the link to that, I'll check it out for sure. Thank you so much. I believe that's the individual that exposed the picture from Dollywood. Okay. Slayer Princess with the 5 says this: if she can cancel live stream and homeschool for Dollywood, then she can skip one day to go answer for Charlie Kirk's best friends. But see, that's just too much like right. That's just too much like right. You're using too much logic there, Slayer Princess with the 5. Thank you so much. Blue Moon comes up in here with the 10. This is how she will win. Okay, let's go. She will say, I didn't say that exactly, which she's been saying that, so I agree. I said, I think. Being vague helps her. Use the word vibe. We all understand what she's saying. She is a vile person. No lie detected whatsoever. Thank you very much for that. Very kind. Thank you so much, Katie, for the $2 super sticker. Oh, but she came back again and said this: Charlie was dead before he even hit the ground. I mean, that was it. That was it for sure. And by the way, thank you so much, Grimes Princess and Grimm's Princess, please forgive me, for the $20 super. Make you the stream sponsor. She says this: pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before the fall. She is going to see how God humbles deceitful people. And that is the truth. I agree. Thank you very much. And Katie came back around the block with another 2, so his eyes were fixed before he fell out the chair. There you go. So, yeah, I think this, shout out to Bronson. Thank you very much again for the very kind supers. I like the way Bronson thinks. He's got his fingers on the pulse, and I was really wanting to maybe even do like a little video of this, taking her lies and kind of comparing them to what he said. So Bronson beat me to it. He's in my notes, man. He's in my notes. He's reading my notebook. Let's go. Thank y'all so much. There we go.
If we get to the point and we get to a trial, okay, and we see the evidence and we as the people decide that something's not right, then I think we should start probing things. Then we can start pushing things. But we haven't even had a trial yet. We haven't even gotten to see the case against Tyler Robinson. Why can't we just wait for the case against Tyler Robinson first and see what comes from that before we start going on these crazy witch hunts? What's the rush? What is Candace going to solve, really?
Come on.
You think Candace is going to solve this?
There we go.
Let's say that there is a conspiracy, right? Let's say it doesn't involve Tyler Robinson. Let's say Tyler Robinson's a patsy. You really think Candace is going to find the answers? You think the internet is going to find the answers? You don't think a professional conspiracy cover-up are going to be able to whitewash pretty much everything? The only thing you're going to come to is we don't know, but we know. Like, that's the best you're going to get. However, Candace is going to make a fat amount of money off of doing that.
2, I will guarantee you, represent a military unit somewhere. I'm very close to figuring out exactly which military unit that was. Again, very trying
close.
To gaslight us and pretend we're conspiracy theorists or like that's stupid. Not a good long-term strategy for Turning Point USA.
I think it's the best long-term strategy for Turning Point USA.
I agree.
I 100% think that is the best thing they could do, is just laugh Candace off. They're not choosing to do that. I disagree with the route that they're taking. I strongly disagree with the route they're taking. And I'll explain why. Because there is nothing that Turning Point USA can do right now that's going to convince the people who believe Candace to not believe Candace anymore. It doesn't matter. If Candace goes on this live stream with Turning Point USA, and let's say that Turning Point USA bodies Candace, right? Bodies her, kind of like that CNN interview. Where she just is fumbling over her words. She almost has to have a defensive posture, and she has to start bullying her way through the conversation. Even if that happens, it won't matter because they'll be able to twist and spin. They'll be able to clip. They'll be able to take things out of context. They'll be able to do all of that anyway. All they are doing is giving these people more stuff to grift off of. So there's no good that's going to come from it. It won't matter. I guarantee you it will not make a difference.
Wow.
If anything, it's just going to lead to more questions, because the fact of the matter is, guys, TPUSA doesn't have all the answers. So what's the point?
Come on.
If Candace comes with a question and they just don't have an answer for it, well, okay, that's suspicious. How do you not have an answer for this question? Probably, but I guess that means you're guilty. I guess that means you're hiding something. I guess that means you're lying about something through omission. It will do them no good. And I understand why they're doing it, right? I think these are good people. And
It's a danged if you do, danged if you don't. And by the way, real quick, somebody asked what's the name of the channel. His channel is Bronson. I just dropped the link in the chat. I believe the mods have dropped it a couple of times as well. I just want to point out something just so you all can see, especially to the Cantifa that is here. Shout out to Cantifa. I appreciate y'all jumping into the best live chat on the internet. I know it's a draw, shout out. Remember, Candace said that if you don't give information, sin by, you're lying by omission. Remember that? The fact that she didn't know that her law firm that's representing her against the Macrons were in the 920 building. She even came back and said, I didn't know it. So by default, by following her logic, that was a lie. And that makes her a liar. I just want you to see, but you're going to probably, I know, because you're a Cantifa, you're a good card-carrying Cantifa member, you're going to come up with a reason why that wasn't a lie or why she did not fall victim to her own rules and such of that nature. But you won't give TPUSA the same grace that you're going to give Candace right now. So you are doing a cover-up job for a liar. So just like we could do this, like she's done to TPUSA, we can do the exact same thing to Cantifa. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to. You don't have to be a Cantifa member. I just want to let you know that. You don't have to be a Cantifa member. You can look at this and say, okay, fine, something's weird going on, but I'm going to keep paying my bills and taking care of my family and loving Lord. That's what you could do. Or you could be in the cult, the Cantifa cult, and keep looking and crashing out. Either way, we appreciate you being a part of the best live chat tonight. Thank y'all. You're always welcome, by the way. Cantifa is always welcome, but I do ask that you not use all caps. We don't like that. So you will get put in timeout. And I don't want that to happen, man, because the moderators, they're kind of ornery like that, and they're going to put you in that timeout, and it won't be 0-second timeout. I'll tell you that much. Let's go.
Trying to act in good faith. The problem is they are not dealing with people who are returning that favor. They are not acting in good faith. Candace is not acting in good faith. The people around Candace are not acting in good faith.
The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total reckless disregard for the truth so that Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played.
Correct.
Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder. And
that was the birth of the name Cantifa, by the way. That was the birth of Cantifa. Somebody said, how long did it get put in timeout? It's on the moderators. I'm just going to let y'all know right now. The moderators have they got the little wrench next to their name. They can wreak havoc. So it's on them. Because 0-second timeout is when I put you in timeout. When the moderators put you in timeout, this is going to be what it is. And you're welcome to email management. If you get put in timeout and you feel like it's they treated you wrong, they hurt your feelings, show me on the internet where they hurt your feelings, dearwokec@gmail.com. You can email management and I will absolutely, unequivocally, positively do nothing about it. There we go. So anyway, let's get back.
just like a lot of those Antifa members,
Look at her.
Many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to...
She's proud. She is proud that they're being attacked, that they're getting unalive threats, that they're being harassed. Like, she's happy and proud of that. For what? With zero evidence that any of these people have done anything wrong when it comes to September 10th. I'm sorry, but that is not a good person. This still image right here. Picture says 1,000 words.
to endure is not funny and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it.
Okay, conflating people that are trying to figure out who murdered Charlie Kirk with like Antifa is actually objectively funny. That's an unforced error.
People are not asking questions, Candace. You are not asking questions. You are implying guilt constantly by the way that you word things. You know exactly how your audience is going to interpret the stuff you say. You know exactly what you're doing. What these people are doing is horrible.
They should not have included that in the statement. Somebody in that room was like, should we say that? Should we not? And somebody said, no, we shouldn't say that. And then somebody else in the room said, no, we should, let's keep it in. That second person was wrong. That should have been struck from the statement. It's very silly, okay? It's very silly to attack your own audiences who are concerned and your own donors who are concerned and say, you're Antifa if you don't accept this absurd Fed slop. If you're not going to...
That's not what they're saying, Candace. They aren't saying that if you don't accept what we say, you're Antifa. No, they're saying that your actions... the actions of these people, they're receiving more threats and more harassment from your audience than they are from Antifa, and probably worse things than what Antifa has been saying. This is gross. The way she's twisting this is pathetic. And this is just a game to her. This is just a semantics game. Playing with people's lives for enjoyment and cashing in on it. That's Candace Owens, man.
But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder. Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it. These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling T-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in, to enrich themselves.
I don't know if Bronson's going to say it, so I'm going to jump in real quick and say this. This hit me differently last night. I didn't pay attention to what she's saying. I'm going to back up a little smidgen so you can hear again. She's going to say that these people sold T-shirts to enrich themselves, the T-shirts that Charlie died in. Listen, this is so gross. Like, I'm thinking Bronson's going to probably say it because he's definitely dialed into what I'm thinking. As if they sold the shirts and they pocketed the money. But listen to the amount of money that she says they made from selling T-shirts. Not from donations, not from other means, but from just selling T-shirts. Listen to this again.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it. These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling T-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in to enrich themselves. Were they giving those T-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what Charlie died in to the tune of $80 million plus that they made.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's about to, as if they sold $80 million worth of T-shirts. That's how she's couching that. As if they sold $80 million worth of T-shirts. Not that their donations were coming in, but that they sold the T-shirts. That's crazy work. Sorry.
Good.
In the first 3 weeks, okay? They made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. And they are attacking me.
I wish they would have made $1 billion. They are trying to keep Charlie Kirk's legacy going. You are trying to destroy it, Candace. Do you see the difference? They are raising money to keep Turning Point going. You are making money off of trying to destroy it. There's a really big difference between those two things. So anyway, what ends up happening is Blake here reads and they're saying they're going to do a live stream answering questions and that they're welcoming Candace to come on. I can't imagine that Candace is going to do that. I would be shocked if Candace shows up in Phoenix at TPUSA to do an in-person interview. I would be shocked. And here's why. I don't think she's afraid of sitting across from Blake Neff. I don't think she's afraid of sitting across from
Tyler.
Colvette,
Colvette.
really anybody at
Except
Turning
Erica.
Point. But I think Erica would be a really big monkey wrench in how she would attack this situation. And I have to imagine that would concern her because she's not going to be able to act how she would act if she has Erica Kirk sitting across from her. It would just not go over well at all. For a good portion of the Candace followers, I think they would be more than thrilled with her having like a bullying mentality. But for the public,
Right.
the amount of stuff that will be shared to people that might not even be paying attention to this entire thing, the way that it would be scripted is Candace Owen attacks the widow. That would be an awful look for her. And in my opinion, that is the only weapon that TPUSA has if they bring Candace on. Other than that, I don't see how it goes well for them. Or not even that it goes well. I don't see how it makes a difference in any way, shape, or form. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Candace doesn't put a stipulation to where she's like, I'll show up, but I do not want it to be with Erica. I want it to be with you people at TPUSA. That wouldn't surprise me at all if she tries to make like that type of agreement or arrangement to where Erica can't be involved.
I want to jump on that.
Because I think if Erica's there, it does not go well for Candace. Erica not there, I don't think it makes a bit of difference for anybody. Just my opinion. But I will definitely be covering it.
Facts.
And I will be a little shocked if it happens. But I hope it does, because I definitely want to watch it. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Shout out. Okay. Again, that is Bronson. If the mods can real quick again drop his link in the chat. Shout out. Okay, I want to talk about this Erica scenario and why I think Candace would not. Why if Candace did come to Arizona, why Erica needing to be on set would be the most important thing, because as everybody has kind of alluded to, lots of people have danced around it. Candace loved Charlie Kirk. And I think she chose her husband, George Farmer, because she couldn't have Charlie Kirk. I think Candace really wanted Charlie Kirk. To be in the room with his wife talking reckless like she's been talking, I don't think Candace can keep that facade. That mask will not be able to stay on. She would lose her mind if she had to sit in that room and have a. Now, what she needs to pray is that she doesn't get sued and there be a deposition where she has to sit in the room with a lawyer and take questions and Erica Kirk be there then, and she loses her cool. Because I think ultimately when the smoke clears, Candace is the issue, in my opinion. My name's Jason. The big issue, all of this that we've been watching for 3 weeks, is the fact that Charlie Kirk chose Erica and not Candace. That's the problem. Everything that's been going on has really boiled down to that real simple dynamic. He chose this one and not that one. That's it. I don't know what kind of Romeo and Juliet, boy meets girl story we need, but that's all it is. It's nothing more and nothing less than Charlie chose Erica and did not choose Candace. That's all. That's it. And so all of this that we've been watching has really just been about that. It's been floating around, gravitationally being pulled around this argument that Charlie did not give her. She wanted to be Charlie's wife. Now make sure, hold on. I just saw something right here. Hold on, just saw something. Okay, maybe I missed it. I apologize. I just saw it, doggone it. It was a good comment that. No, she doesn't care about hurting Erica. She can't keep her composure because she hates Erica. That's what, it's not like she wants to hurt her feelings. No, she don't care. I mean, look at the stuff she's been saying. I mean, for crying out loud, Tuesday, she was talking about how Charlie Kirk was texting her about wanting to go on a date with a girl. Like, what the heck has that got to do with anything? No, she can't keep her composure. In my opinion, she wouldn't be able to keep her composure in that scenario Whereas if she stayed online, if she's talking to the guys on the Charlie Kirk show, all that kind of stuff like that, she can keep her composure. She can remain in frame. If she had to sit in a room with Erica Kirk and take questions, and Erica Kirk ask her questions, she would lose her mind. She just would not be able to hold that together. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, because I mean, she's evil. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's true as well. That is true as well. All right, let me see real quick. I just saw a great comment. Somebody, I missed it. Now, Cantifa, shout out to the Cantifas that are in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Y'all welcome to be here. Please jump in. You know, we leave room for you here at the front of the church. Y'all are welcome. If you want to go ahead and say something ridiculous, make sure you put Cantifa in front of it so I can see it, and we'll make sure we give you an opportunity to share your insight and wisdom. All right? Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all following on through. All right, what we got up in this piece? I'm not feeling Benny Johnson. I know somebody asked me that I want to check out Benny Johnson. I'm not feeling him too tough. I'm going to leave him alone for right now. I do see our good friend Todd from Todd Thinks had a great video. We'll probably pull him up or drop it in the chat for you all to peep out what he's talking about. Candace is supposed to be going live allegedly at 6 o'clock. So we'll give her an opportunity to jump in for sure. But Charlie and Candace were old friends. People grow up and grow out. Some friends, facts. You know, no question there at all. No question whatsoever. Who met who first? I think Charlie met Candace. They were working together through TPUSA. Then he met Erica, and then that's where the wheels on the bus fell off. Especially if you do the timeline. If you did the timeline of when Candace started falling apart, it does kind of look. It looks kind of like it might have been something about that relationship. What's the strange relationship? What's going on, Lady Luck Club? How are you? Grace and peace to you, friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Great content creator. Yeah. Candace didn't go to Charlie's wedding. No, Charlie went to Candace's wedding. I didn't see Erica at Candace's wedding. What's going on? Looks like some good conversation. I see a lot of good lots of good family reunion going on in the chat. Hey, thank you so very much for the extremely kind. I appreciate this. Mr. Holiday says this: name one Christian or Catholic principle Candace is following on a regular basis, and I will super chat another $5. I'm gonna lose the $5 right now. She dresses modestly, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of one. I appreciate the $5 super. You put a challenge out there, man. You messing me up, man. Don't do that to your boy. Don't do that to your boy. That would be rough. That'd be rough. I can't think. I'll be honest with you. I can't think of one. Somebody is so ignorant. Who is that? Who's ignorant, y'all? Y'all make sure that you're not being ignorant up in here. Please don't be ignorant. We got to do better than that, y'all. All right, lots of good conversation going on. Make sure you hit the like button, all that kind of good jazz. When you hit the like button, you get a number. Put your like number in the chat. We got 425 up in here. We got almost 1,200 people rocking and popping with us tonight. That's what's up. All right, and Candace is, by the way, let me look at my bingo board real quick. Let me look at my bingo board. What we got, Jason? How we doing? Yes, I'm playing bingo. Yes, we make fun of this thing. All right, so what we got here? Oh my gosh. Ruben, I can't mess with you, Ruben. I cannot. Send me that. All right, hold on. Ruben said this. Have you seen John Mappin tweet saying Jesus is the one who needs Candace? I got this bad feeling. I got this feeling I know what you're talking about, but I don't know this. So can you shoot me an email, Ruben? Oh my gosh. Let me go. All right. So far I got Trust Me, Bro, of course. I uncovered something big. We got Trump. We got plot twist. I don't know, but I know, and a random person. I'm sure this. Look, I'm not gonna even have to cheat tonight. I got a feeling I'm not gonna even have to cheat at my bingo game to get Candace Spiracy Bingo. If you want to play Candy Rock Bingo, here is the bingo board on the screen. Click on the bingo board. Bada boom. Hit the QR code. You can get that. The mods have also dropped it in the chat as well. I don't think that's true. No, if you go back and listen to the story, it doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like that. But I mean, maybe it could be, sure. But then that's going to lead to another question then. Why did she tell that story in the first place? Why is she telling the story and excluding his wife? Why is she acting like she's doing? So even if that were the case, which I don't think it is, there would still be an issue. Yo, thank you, Grind Princess. The stream sponsor said this. Candace definitely was not close to Charlie. Old text, no invite to the wedding, not the godmother of his children, and new contact text. Yeah, those are y'all Apple people are giving me some new insight about that. Thank you so much. That are analog level dialogue, antiquated level, acquaintance level dialogue. I agree. Nothing that she's ever shown has come from her and Charlie Kirk in 2023 or her and Charlie Kirk in 24, her and Charlie Kirk in 25. It's always somebody else giving her something, but them not communicating. But allegedly, the way she make it sound, they text every day. That's not going to work. Thank you so very much, Grim Princess. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being the stream sponsor and for that keen observation. Thank you. I got to update your stream sponsorship. I think I got it. Bada boom. All right. Like I said, she's supposed to go live in 10 minutes. So we will see. We will see. We will see. I got this feeling she's going to probably, it's going to be a nothing burger again. I just got that feeling. Now that I feel comfortable about. Benny is Tucker Jr. Yeah. I'm not feeling Benny lately. Benny really let me down. All right, what we got here? Pull that in real quick. Yeah, there's been a lot of good conversation, and I'm enjoying it. I'm here for all of it, so for sure. Especially good people that are like thinking it out. I'm gonna drop Todd's link in the chat if the mods did not already. I would love for y'all to go check out what Todd thinks. Says it's a little bit too long, so I don't think we'll be done with it before the before Candace starts. But maybe we'll do it at the end if we need to, if we want to. Maybe we'll watch it afterwards. Yeah, I feel good about that. Okay. Now, you know what? He's a friend of the channel as well. Let's do Artie real quick. Hold on. Let's get Artie up in here. Y'all, shout out to Artie Trolls. He does an excellent job of tackling these as well. Let's bring him in. Let's heard my garage door open up. I think my bride is here. All right. Real quick, green hearts in the chat when you are able to hear. Let's bring in brother Artie Trolls. Let's see what he's got. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Oh, don't you like to see it? Tim Pool has absolutely had it with Candace Owens, and he's absolutely right. Absolutely dead on right. I mean, we saw her earlier completely back out of the TPUSA debate. And everyone's like, yeah, I have people coming on here going, I didn't see where she backed out, even though I literally showed exactly where she backed out in the video. Like, it's not hard to find. You just got to go to her X page. I mean, literally, it's really, really easy. You just click on Candace Owens, and then you see her complaining, kind of weird that you didn't email, December 15th does not work. I only said on my show last night, anytime, anywhere, but apparently I didn't actually mean that, and the people are telling me that I got to be smarter than that. Well, obviously, Candace didn't really mean what she had said. I'm just supposed to know that somehow, and she's like, I can't. Oh, what about this? I have to homeschool my kids who are 4 and under. Really? 11 days isn't enough. Your kids are not even old enough to be in school. You're backing out. I have to automatically interpret that as like, oh, you didn't really mean what you said when you said anytime, anywhere, and then they give you a date, and then you're like, oh, that's actually not going to work for me at all. But I could just do it virtual. I could do it virtual. You said anytime, anywhere. Well, that takes away the whole where. You mean anytime in your own studio. Okay, that's fine, I guess, if you wanted to change it all of a sudden. But they don't want to do that. TPUSA 100% always does it in person. It's what Charlie did, but apparently Candace isn't brave enough for that. And then all these people are like, well, they're going to get rid of her on the stage. Really? So all the people that she's accusing are going to get her on the stage where they are all at and then have her ended right there. And then everyone's still supposed to be on TPUSA's side after that. Right. If that ever happened to Candace, obviously at that point, we would know who did it. Because it happened right there next to the people, and they didn't get taken out too. Okay, sure. And then it's like, well, what are we gonna say at that point? That TPUSA is innocent? Really? You guys are insane. You guys will make any excuse for Candace at this point. And Tim here has had enough.
Midterms.
Let's watch it.
Says Tim, I work in construction and experience this.
Oh, before we do though, guys, please give me a like and a subscribe. I so appreciate y'all being here. Even if you don't like me, at least thank you for clicking on the video and coming here. I just ask that you make it to the end as well. That's all. I'm not going to do like a long video on this or anything, guys. It's not that hard. It's not that painful. You know what I mean? Just let's watch it together and let's get all this. Because I have so many people going, I didn't see where Candace backed out. And I show the literal tweet where she backed out of the debate. And they didn't see it somehow because they didn't watch the video. So if you guys could just please do that, I appreciate it. And just to like and subscribe. I don't ask for money or anything like that. We stream at 5 p.m. tonight as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. I will be streaming. Thank you guys.
Same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
I do too.
She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point,
yes,
specifically, was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else.
I just want you guys to think for 1 second here, okay? Everybody watching this video, who are you going to vote for now when the next election comes up? Because even if you are super duper pro Candace and you don't like me at all, okay? Let's say that. You don't like Tim Pool, you don't like me, you don't like the quartering, you don't like any of these people. Who are you going to go out and vote for now? Who do you think Candace would have you vote for? She's saying, not Trump, anybody but Trump. I just uploaded a video like 30 seconds ago. It's going to drop here at 3 o'clock. It's 2:40 right now. And then this video will drop like 4 o'clock, I think. I'll probably do the premiere at 4 o'clock so that way we can transition right into my live stream. I think that'll work. Maybe. It's something new. We'll try it. She's not going to have us vote for Trump. Neither is Fuentes.
She said don't
which
vote.
Is what I was
she
actually
said
just
don't vote
mentioning.
at all.
Fuentes doesn't want you to be voting Trump. He's saying Trump's a total failure. Trump's 10 months into his presidency, and Fuentes would have you believe that Trump is a total failure. It's unbelievable. What? Are we supposed to go for Kamala? Should we have just done Kamala? Is that their answer? Really? Who else are we going to vote for, guys? It ain't going to be third party. Nobody's pushing third party. We've tried so many times. I voted Gary Johnson instead of Trump in 2016. We got to 3%, which was the ultimate all-time high. So what? Let's say we triple that. 9%? Wow, we really showed them as the Democrats sweep it and completely take everything away from us. Remember who put the whole bioweapon on us in 2020? 2019, 2020. Remember who shut down the whole world, the whole country, everything. Remember who did that? And that's who Candace Fuentes and Tucker Carlson are trying to push us into voting for again? Wow. Seems like such a good idea. It's unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're distracting you from. And look at who they're trying to get you to vote for. It's pretty simple.
That has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping.
Right.
And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally, all of the fucking cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her. Because
Agreed.
she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of
Boy,
people
he's
come and
mad.
flood our chat.
he
I
is.
could give a single flying fuck. You can
Sorry about
come
that, yo.
and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a fucking scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and it's at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms, then we're gonna lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken.
I 100% agree. Because the thing about it is I was looking into it. Candace's kids are 4, 3, and 2. Why did she lie about having to homeschool her kids? Why did she lie about that? You know, right here, you know, like, we will happily cancel this and stuff. Where was it? Let's see here. Where's the kids? Virtually make it happen any day. Where was it? Oh, God, where was it? She mentioned her kids. Was it right here? I'm learning about this on X. We'll happily cancel. We want to lock it in. Okay. It's under her replies then, where she says that she has to homeschool her kids. Let's see. Did this any day virtually. Where was it? Where was it? Something new. Oh, crap. Where was it? Did she delete that comment? Did she actually delete that comment? Because she said she had to find a good sitter. She'd have to find a good sitter for her kids. Did I miss it? I showed it in the first video, so it's there. It's immortalized. It's on my video. December 15th, work in person, literally podcast, happily canceled. Let's lock it in. Where did it go? Wow, I think she literally deleted it because I think people started calling her out on. Oh, no, it's right here. It's right here. Move things around with the kids. Find someone to sub for my morning homeschooling. Her kids are 4, 3, and 2. They're not required to be in school at all. Maybe she homeschools the 4-year-old a bit, but missing a day of homeschooling is just out of the question. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's crazy to say when your kids aren't even of age to be in school. Like, it's just lie after lie after lie with Candace all of the time. Anytime, anywhere, I'll debate you except for the anytime part and the anywhere. I guess the anytime's good. I guess she would debate him anytime, but from her studio now. Not in person. She is a coward. She doesn't want to face the people. These people have a right to face their own accuser. Now, I know that's only in the court of law, right? But I think they have a right to face their accuser at any given point in time, in my opinion. And she's backing out. She doesn't want to see them in person because she knows she will lose the debate. She knows what they'll do because she'll make a claim and they'll say, Candace, prove it. And she'll fumble about and she'll say, well, prove that it's not real. Prove that.
Okay, real quick. She has a 4th child that's like less than a year. He's barely a year old. So that's where the 4, 3, 2. I mean, she literally, I think it's 5, 3, 2, and 1, but you get my point. They're all sub 6 years old. They're not in school. That's the point.
I lied. We don't have to do that, Candace. Nobody has to. That's such a leftist argument. Well, prove that we lied. Yeah, we don't have to do that. It is up to the person who made the claim to prove that their claim is true. Always. Always, always. That's the way it works on every single thing ever. In the court of law, scientifically,
Right.
You name it, that's how it's done. You make a claim, you must prove that claim. Candace, for some reason, thinks she's above that. And that they have to prove that she is lying. It's absolutely insane. And nobody is blaming Candace for asking questions. What we're blaming her for is pointing fingers. She is saying TPUSA betrayed him. She is saying that there were other people, that it was not the actual person who was caught with their finger on the trigger. She's saying it was somebody else, but won't tell us exactly who because we don't know exactly who, right? So we don't know who really did it, but we just know who it wasn't without any proof. And that's a problem. That's a problem. I agree with everything Tim Pool said there, and I think he shredded her exactly the way she needed to be taken down a notch. Even though it's not the most friendly way to do it, even though it's not necessarily the way that I would do it, I don't care at this point. She is going to ruin everything that we did to get Trump into office. Too big to rig? Well, apparently that's Candace's MO as well. Make it too big to rig, right? She wants Trump out of there. Why? I don't know. I don't know what's changed specifically, but I do know one thing. Do you guys really believe that we have anybody better than Trump and J.D. Vance at the moment? We have nobody to replace them with. Nobody. And they're the only ones doing anything that we've asked. Do you think George Bush would have deported these illegals? Do you think Mitt Romney would have deported the illegals? Do you think anybody that debated Trump or was going against Trump in 2016 would have done what Trump has done? No. Do you think the left would have done it? No. Why in the world are we trying to get rid of our only chance we have to fix this country?
Shout out to Artie.
Why?
Shout out to Artie Trolls. He is crushing it. So your girl's about to start. So I wanted to make sure I wrapped it up so we could be ready to jump on. One more thing. I just think this is so interesting, man. I'm having a great time with this. Thank y'all so much for jumping into the best live chat on the internet. Personally, I think TPUSA needs to go and apologize to Tim Pool right now. Even if they don't have him come to America Fest, I think they need to apologize to Tim Pool because Tim Pool unequivocally is a voice and one that TPUSA needs in their corner. I think they should go and put their hat in their hand and say, we apologize for not inviting you. We thought this and we were going this direction. We were wrong for that. We apologize and let bygones be bygones. You can come back next year. You can come. We can do something special with you in the future. We were wrong. We were wrong. We should not have done that. That was a wrong thing to do. Our bad. And yeah, and I think Tim Pool deserves to be there. And I think they should work on building relationships. And Tim is not a dyed in the wool, MAGA kind of guy. There's a little bit of room there to wiggle around with him. So I think.
All right, you guys. Happy Thursday.
Greenheart's
Fun
in the
little
chat.
update for you. When the clock struck midnight last night and Cinderella's carriage turned back into a pumpkin, Turning Point USA decided it was a good time to issue a confirmation plus an ultimatum, a time and a date for our debate. I should tell you that they did not send me an email. They did not send me a text message. They did not coordinate anything with me. They simply made this midnight announcement and gave it a countdown. Got 24 hours to respond. So we're going to discuss that. And let me just tell you, Turning Point is so done after this. You just cannot survive being disingenuous. We also are going to get back into the Egyptian planes today.
Yes!
They are also working very hard to try to convince us
Get us some planes.
that was nothing. That's just what Egyptian military planes do. Fly around the skies in the middle of Provo when Charlie Kirk is being assassinated. Well, it turns out maybe these planes might be the key to everything, not nothing. Welcome back to Candace.
I love it. Shout out to the Egyptian planes in the building. Oh man. She done already threw out 3 ideas already, y'all. I'm trying to keep track to this time.
I feel like I have to ask this question on behalf of the entire world. What the hell is going on at Turning Point USA? What's going on?
Oh, what happened?
I feel like I have to ask this question on behalf of the entire world. What the hell is going on at Turning Point USA? What's going on? I want to know what is happening over there in Arizona. Who is in charge exactly? Who is making the decisions? Who is calling the shots on all of these terrible and extremely obvious PR moves? I think we all deserve to at least know what's going on. It feels like this company is going to turn into Enron, right? Amazing, and then just plummet overnight. I have just, the lack of transparency and also, ironically, the transparency of the things that they are doing, you can't make this up. They are just so obvious, so obviously trying to hide something. Before we get into their frankly bizarre late night tweet and ultimatum, I wanted to update you guys and let you know that Cam Higbee, remember that weird propagandist reporter who goes to the Pentagon press secretary and is like, Don't laugh. Okay, right? Don't laugh. And then proceeds to ask if they heard about France's assassination attempt on my life, which I also said that France was on the ground on the day that Charlie was assassinated.
Okay, this is the first time she's mentioned that since Tuesday. This is the first time she's mentioned the assassination in any kind of real veracity. I hope Cam Higby goes at her guns a-blazing. I really do, because I think she needs it.
Assassinated. Yeah, this Cam Higby, take a listen.
As well.
Yeah. So this is my first question, and don't laugh. Does the DOW have any evidence at all?
Look at her movements.
Of a French military plot to assassinate Candace Owens?
That is an interesting question. Not that I'm aware of, but, interesting question. I can try to find out and maybe let you know. I think that might be more of a law enforcement matter, though.
So I brought that up because it was just so propagandist, so in our faces. I obviously did not think that this was going to lead back to Turning Point USA, but little did I know that we can add Cam Higby onto our list of brand new. Everyone was just so brand new on that day. Everyone was so brand new leading up to Charlie's assassination. Well, Cam Higby is on the payroll of Turning Point USA beginning in August of this year. So in theory, Cam Higby, who was laughing off the idea of an assassination attempt, is being paid by the very organization that just had its leader assassinated in broad daylight in front of the entire world. I find that to be interesting. Who directed him to ask that question? I'm just asking questions. But first, after my episode yesterday, I expected, call me crazy.
Oh, we will.
I expected that Turning Point would reach out to me.
We
via
will.
Text, via email, that they would instantly follow up with their long diatribe and be sincere and say, okay, here are some dates and some times. When would you like to make this happen? We're going to set up this great debate. Rather, instead of hearing anything from Turning Point, I heard from Skylar, my executive producer, this morning via text, which I'm going to show you, that I was somehow already 9 hours into a 24-hour countdown that was issued by Turning Point USA. Here is that text exchange with Skylar this morning. He 8:49 said, I'm sure you saw this. And I responded to him and I said, no, actually, I didn't see this. And I opened the tweet, which went out from Blake Neff around midnight last night. And here's what he wrote. I'm like, how am I supposed to see this? The live stream we announced on the show Wednesday has been set. That would imply to the audiences.
No. They said they're going to do a live stream as well as a debate. Those are two different events. So it doesn't have, what in the world? Those are two separate events.
But they reached out to me and we set a time. No, he goes on at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th. A collection of Charlie's friends will respond to statements made by Candace Owens to set the record straight once and for all prior to the opening of America Fest.
That was one.
Once and for all. It sounds pretty final. I mean, I would assume that I would have to
There was two
contribute
events.
so I could answer back, right? He goes on to write, we'll be live streaming, as he said from the beginning. This is going to be a live streamed event from Charlie's Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she is welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of today. Why? Well, I'm sorry. If you're saying this is happening on the 15th, why am I getting 24 hours to be able to respond to you? That doesn't make any sense. That, for some reason, feels like this is a BS offer and a really cheap PR move. There's no reason to issue a 24-hour response and to put this up in the middle of the night, A. B,
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm having some connection issues. I'm getting a call. I'm getting something
cared
coming
about
in.
Charlie.
I'm getting
Have
something
you no
in.
shame?
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Find out. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule is no assassinations. Okay? No assassinations, no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it and then Candace died in a mysterious accident. Okay? We'll be right back after a quick break.
Oh, so I guess so. You can pick the place, you can pick the time, accept that place and accept that time. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now I totally get it. I understand. We're back. Let's go.
You didn't reach out to me and say, hey, does this work? Can I check some flights, see if I can get in there? Nope. This is it. They put this up there on the 15th. The last week of our show is live. Obviously, leading up to Christmas, that's the last week of our show. Obviously, it's a pretty busy week. So I'm like, okay, caught off guard by this, but you know what? I sense this is a PR move. So let me say, you've already said it's live streamed. If an event is live streamed, of course, we can make it work any place. I mean, at any time, any day, we can make this happen, right? Because you're live streaming it. There's no reason I can't show up electronically.
No, oh, no. She just said any place. So if I say any place, that means there is a place. Not we're going to do it electronically. This is not a Zoom call. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You got to come into the office now. We're in the year of our Lord, 2025. Ma'am, we are back in the office. You are coming to the office. You're not going to get to just Zoom this in and be in your pajamas and your slides and pajamas. No, ma'am. You got to come in the office for this.
Happen, right? Because you're live streaming it. There's no reason I can't show up electronically.
Yes,
okay?
It is.
I respond to him and I say this, kind of weird how you didn't email or call me to ask about times or availability and instead chose to tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. happens to also be the literal time that I do my podcast live every day, which you knew, but we will happily cancel the daily podcast and we'll join you guys virtually instead for the live stream on the 15th. If that works on your end, let's lock it in, ? Okay, we're jumping here. Let's just make it happen. Okay, that's the beauty of the internet. That is the beauty of 2025. You can literally be any place, anytime.
Not when you say any place, anytime, baby. Not when you say any place, anytime. Ma'am, we need you to be in the office. Nope, that's not going to work. You got to come into the office, boo. You're going to have to get dressed. You're going to have to drive down the street. You're going to stop by Wawa, Dunkin', or Starbucks and come into the office. That's it. No, you don't get to just pick your own. No, you said any place, anytime, lock it in. That's what you said.
Send me a link, right? Any
No.
place, anytime, we can join you virtually. In fact, today on their show, they had Andrew Colbett joining them virtually. So they have the tech capability to do this. We have tech capability to do this. Let's make this sincere and do this for people around the world who do not feel that you guys have been honest and forthcoming in terms of answers that you could obviously supply regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination. Well, if we needed any more evidence that nothing that they do is genuine and that this was an obvious planned PR move, here is what Blake tweeted out just now before we went live on this show. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to allegations and accusations that you have made. We have decided that that response will be delivered during a live stream, as he said, a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know that you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Why are you proceeding without me?
Because, shout out to, I apologize. Somebody sent me a super chat and I'm doing it out of order because it's right on the money. Why are they proceeding without you? Thank you so much. Tusseret with the 2210 with the $2 super says this. It's an invitation, not collaboration. You go to TP USA. That is exactly what it is. That is why, Candace. Just in case you didn't know, the best live chat on the internet will help you out. You go to them when they invite you somewhere. Ma'am, you don't get to tell them where to do and what to move. That's the problem. You think you running the show. Ma'am, you're just gonna be mad. You're gonna continue to be mad. Carry on.
That is about me. Why am I getting 24 hours to respond? Why do you need me there in person?
Because they want to.
If you are trying to be sincere and answer the very many questions that I have brought up on this show. You guys weren't even sincere in what you said yesterday. You told some glaring lies about things that I have said. So we're supposed to trust that you guys are going to handle this discussion all by yourselves and
I guess
respond
so.
to any and every allegation.
Ma'am,
This
that's
is just
what
some
you've been
planned
doing.
PR for once and for all.
Does she not realize that that's what
Like I
she's been doing? That she's been doing this exact thing? She's been arguing with TPUSA in front of her camera in her studio, telling them that they got to do something and the other and expecting them to answer her, reply to her, respond to her. Ma'am, this is the exact same thing. This is projection 101. If you didn't know what projection 101 is, please see exhibit right here.
said, this is so obvious. He is being completely destroyed in the comments because what's happening at Turning Point, and I've seen this happen before, is they now believe that they are smarter than their audience, right? They think they are smarter than their small pocket donors. They can pull such an obviously crappy public move like this and pretend, well, we tried. You know, she said she could make it work, and we tried, but it has to be physically. She needs to be in person, even though we have shown that we have people join us not in person, and it's live streamed, and we both have the tech abilities to do that. If she doesn't make this work within 24 hours, we can now say that it's on Candace. This is a disaster. Okay,
No, it's not.
It is a dumpster fire. That's the only way to describe what is happening at Turning Point USA today, and right now is a dumpster fire. Everyone can read this for what it is. As I said, they are getting destroyed in the comments. Like, really, guys? Really? You're not going to just send us a simple live stream link and let us join you? We've had people on this show live streamed. We could have them tomorrow. I said, in response, I said to them, I'll make this work. I also attached to that tweet any day leading up to the 15th. We can do this virtually any place and any time. But no, they need to have it in person in Phoenix on December 15th, or they cannot have me at all.
Well, that's it.
Is that passing the vibe check for you guys?
Yeah, it is.
Or does it seem like more posturing and more of a way for them to simply be in the room with themselves as they all lie without any person in the room to be able to fact check those lies, who have researched those lies and who have kept a list regarding the very many lies they are telling? Okay?
Why wouldn't you want to go show them up in their face, though? Why would you not want to say, okay, fine, let me go to your house and show you up in your own kitchen? Why would you not want to do that? Why would you want to virtually do it instead of actually going to their stomping ground and show them that they're, with all your proof and evidence, of course, that they're wrong? What makes you noble? I would love to know, like, what is the nobility in me? I had a friend of mine, because a lot of y'all know that your boy likes his big green egg. And I had a friend of mine one time tell me that he could cook better on the big green egg than I could. And I said, man, that's not even a real thing. That thing doesn't exist. Your boy is good on, I'm nice with my green egg. But I said, you know what I'll do? I will come to your house, and because I've had my green egg for a long time. Me and my green egg, we get along real well. I said, I will come to your house and I will outcook you on your own green egg. And I did. Now, I can't, I mean, what would it have been like me cooking here at my house and then carrying it over there? Sure, I could have done that. Or I could have been like virtually like, look, you can see the brisket is cut so well. I mean, I could do that, but no, I want to show you in your own house. Candace, why don't you just go to their house and show them?
Turning Point is engaged in a cover-up. That is how I feel. Okay?
Feel.
And like I said, it pains me to say that because this was once a bright spot in the conservative movement. It is no longer. They are using left-wing tactics.
Really?
Calling us names rather than answering us questions. It's everything Charlie stood against, okay? You don't need to call somebody a racist because they're asking questions about what happened with George Floyd leading up to his death.
Who called you racist?
That is a way that you skip over having to debate logically, is you name call. All Blake Neff did was name call yesterday. All the pastors have been doing. It's demonic. It's possessed. It's evil.
Wow.
How about you simply answer the questions and stop behaving like you're a radical leftist? Everyone can see what you're doing. That's what I want you guys to know. It's very clear, okay? I'm not asking people to defend me. You are just genuinely this transparent. So I am sorry that I cannot arrive in person because it's our last week on air before the holidays. I am still very happy, and I will say it again, to make that date and time and place because I'm here and we have
We've
the
already said it.
technological
Nope, we already told
capabilities
you
to
what
make
to
it
do.
so, make it work. We can move it around and we can do it even at midnight. I will stay awake and I will make that work for you at midnight, anytime. Just send me a link. In
Nope.
the meantime, we are just going to start investigating harder because
Knock
you're not
yourself
acting
out.
right, okay? You guys are not acting right, and you are not going to be able to get yourselves out of it by trying to be tricky like that. And like I said, the fact that you mentioned the Egyptian planes so many times yesterday without providing a valid answer or reason as to why we should just ignore military planes that are circulating that don't belong to our country, we're going to stay focused on that. And guess what? We have some more explosive revelations, which lead to more questions, which should be answered. And by the way, Turning Point, you should be concerned about. How odd, guys, that they're not concerned about the Egyptian planes. They don't even know
Because
how to
they're
feign
crazy.
concern. They don't even know how to sell to us in their best acting that they care about what transpired on that day. If you wanted to act,
It's funny that Candace created the story, or whomever it was that sent her that tweet, that text message. I still believe that she's being punked. But she wants everybody to respond to that. Ma'am, it's crazy. This is like one of your children telling you about their Barbie dolls fighting with the G.I. Joes and the Legos. Like, you just kind of listen to it. Okay, sure. All right, whatever, baby. Thank you so much. Go back upstairs to your room and play. Like, this is insanity. But she wants them to respond to this. Ma'am, we don't have to. They're not required to respond to your insanity. Because we see now when TPUSA responded, now what do they do? Now she's got content. Because she didn't have content before. She was running real dry on content. Now all of a sudden she got something. Let's go.
like you cared, you would go, yeah, no, that is actually weird. I wonder what those planes are about.
Nope. Nobody would say
Instead,
that.
they're like, ha ha ha. Egyptian planes. What we've had to endure this crazy talk about these Egyptian planes.
Because it is
You
crazy.
should be concerned. And I'm going to give more cause for concern, okay? Because as you guys will recall,
More.
2 Egyptian planes, got it. For the sake of ease, we've labeled one blue, that's SUBND, which was the one that was transponding on the ground at Duncan Aviation on the day of Charlie's assassination, but it did not go anywhere. And then, of course, our now infamous yellow plane that carried on to Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware that morning, and has seemingly panicked the world.
I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna rage quit. I apologize. Everybody who thinks I'm a rage quit, I've stopped. I'm a rehabilitated rage quitter. This will nobody in the world cares. There is not one solitary person that cares about these planes except Candace, Ambrosia, Owens. That's the only person that cares about these planes, and any Cantifa lunatics that are still following her. Nobody else cares. Well, maybe the person that owns the plane. They care because they probably make money renting the plane out. This is craziness. This is madness. Shout out to Grim Princess, the stream sponsor. Shout out for sure. Thank you so much. Let me keep these going real quick. Candace, it was fruitful and multiply, and that's something. Shout out to Dame for sure. Thank you for the $2 super. Now, stream sponsor again comes up in here. Go Max, sir. Look, man, I like Ultra. I'm Team Ultra over here. The Samsung S24 Ultra. All right. Shout out to Mr. Holiday. Sir, I'm sorry. We couldn't find it. He says, seriously, I'm a Jew, and people like Candace and Nick Fuentes scare me. I would encourage everyone to go to the Holocaust Museum in D.C. and understand why. Thank you, Jay Witt. Much love. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the very kind $10 super, Mr. Holiday. I appreciate you being a part of the best live chat. Too, sir, thank you so much again for the $2 for this. Candace, it's an invitation. It's not a collaboration, which is really weird. Like, if I invite you to the crib, I want you to come over. If I say go bring a brisket or go buy something, then that's like a team effort. Why does she not understand that? Shout out to Black Sigma with the 5 says this. I have zero sympathy for TPUSA. Okay, because you let Candace have full leverage and go and got TPUSA by the sack by not serving her papers. I mean, they probably should have. In retrospect, I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much for the $5 super sir. And Princess says this: TPUSA needs to just sue this this psychopathic narcissist already. Oh, and she's backpedaling badly as predicted. Shout out. And you're 1,000% correct. You're right. Thank you so much for being the stream sponsor. And thank you so much. Patricia has been a member for a month. She says this: I love it. She don't want to face them. That's the issue. She don't want to go sit down in front of them and tell them what she said. She don't want to do that. Ninja with the 10 says this: on the Steve Dice show. Oh, I haven't checked him out in a while. Thank you so much. He stated only 70 people requested a refund. So Candace couldn't have the pool she claims to have, a total failure. I don't think a lot of people, I've talked to somebody at TPUSA who's been there in this past week, and none of the stuff that Candace is saying is true. Shout out to Vanessa with the $2. Says this: if she does it virtually, she can lose connection, right? And she can also be in control of the mute button. What you need is that mute button. That's why people don't like debating online, because that mute button is key. Keeping it going. Bronx Girl, shout out to you, Bronx Girl. What does she say here with the 10? She says she does not want to face them, and she's reaching for excuses. Typical narcissist, all brazen until the chickens come home to roost. There you go. And they're here. They're in our house. Thank you so much, Akila with the 5. Says this: y'all watch Tatum addressing Candace on M Metric Show. I emailed you, Jason, the show, and it showed up in my feed immediately after the live last night. I've not watched it. I did see it. I thank you so much. I'm kind of done with Tatum. I'm sorry. Tatum has really salted my grits, but I'm going to, you know what? Because you did send it to me, I will go back and check it out. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the $5 euro right here. Calling TPUSA leftist is Marxist playbook. Accuse your enemy of doing what you're doing. It makes them confused and you feel superior. Maggie's right on the money. You are right on the nose. All right, let's get this done. Here we go. Hey, how y'all doing on bingo, by the way? Here, I got to spare myself real quick. All right, how am I doing? I'm feeling pretty good. I still think she's not giving me all my words like I expected her, man. She's kind of let me down a little bit. But, you know, I'm a fair dealer. I'm going to give her a chance. Let's go. All right, green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
I'm reminding you that flight from Provo to Delaware on the yellow plane had only 4 people on board.
How do you
that
know
plane
this?
pretty
Who
much emptied out
cares?
and had only 4 people, one of which was a foreign dignitary. Now, one of those individuals I can confirm was using the name. And when I say using the name, we are dealing with governments, we are dealing with power, and these people just print passports, okay? These are obviously dead ends. But the name that one of those individuals was using is Waleed Mahmoud, okay? Waleed Mahmoud. So we now know that of the 4 people that flew to Delaware, someone flew using the name Waleed Mahmoud, okay? Here is where it's going to get interesting. And I don't know if we can show that name. Chris,
Why don't you
have that? But
okay,
we can spell that out for
Cantifa people. Cantifa people. Come on now. Cantifa people. Come on up here to the front of the church. For real. At what point do you actually say, okay, you got to show me some proof. You got to show me something. We over here on the Twitter, we over here on the Instagram, we over here in the best live chat on the internet, and we getting our heads handed to us, Candace. Give us some proof that we can run with. You're literally just throwing out names. You're just saying this stuff. Like, oh, the plane had 4 people on it, and one of the people's name was blah, 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 blah. Ma'am, give us some proof. Give us something that we can tangibly take in our hands and say, this is the proof. Nothing. Just because you put a name on the screen does not mean anything. I guarantee you, yo, this woman, y'all, Cantifa people, look, in the back of the church, we have a garbage can. You can put your Cantifa membership card in the garbage can and be a part of the best live chat and the most electrifying comment section on the internet. We're going to keep making fun of her, and it just don't make no sense. At some point, you're going to have to ask for proof. This trust me, bro thing is just done. Okay? Cantifa, ask her for proof, please. Because she making a fool out of you. She making you look silly.
I don't know if we have a graphic for that. But here's where it gets interesting, okay? Waleed Mahmoud had been in Provo before, okay? Specifically, Waleed Mahmoud came to Provo on May 27th of this year. Waleed Mahmoud came in, and we can also confirm that if you look up the plane that he was on, there is no transponder data which reflects that trip. He was not on the yellow plane. This is what's very interesting. He was aboard another Egyptian military plane. And
the purple plane
for that plane is SUBTU. We're going to make that the purple plane, okay?
She said purple?
Purple plane was not there on the day of Charlie assassination.
Hold on. SUB. Come on. Candies, Cantifa people, please. Come on. This woman is making this stuff up. Come on. We can confirm, but I'm not going to tell you how we confirmed it. Remember, hold on now. Come on, y'all. Now, y'all know I feel some kind of way about that 920 email. You know, I want that email, right? She confirmed that email too, remember? I can't. I'm just going to quit. I'm going to quit. I'm done. I'm going to rage quit myself. I'm done.
But we now have a person that was on that purple plane.
Oh my God.
At the end of May. And then
person's on the plane.
He is going to be on that plane again on the day of Charlie's assassination, both times in Provo. And we can drop that now into our timeline, okay?
How do you know this?
SUBTU flies into Provo.
SUBT?
Aboard. Maybe it's a pilot, I don't know. Then we've got it departs on June 2nd, and it is not transponding. Okay, so you cannot find a record of this.
How do you know what happened then?
Radar. Now, why is this compelling? Why is this especially compelling? Because the purple plane, SUBTU, as has been recently discovered by the work of other people, was once upon a time flown with the president of Egypt aboard. And by once upon a time, I mean back in 2023. This tweet came from Project Constitution. I'm going to read it in its entirety, okay? Confirmed. Candace Owens just got vindicated again. The Egyptian government website confirms that Egyptian President El-Sisi flew on SUBTU. Remember when Candace Owens dropped?
No, remember when Candace Owens actually shared with you the actual data that showed this instead of a tweet? Come on, man. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is it? You're going to cite somebody's tweet instead of showing us the evidence? Please be so for real. Be so for real.
That bombshell exposing that Egyptian presidential plane as the mystery bird tied to those shadowy flights. And just, he's confusing BTT. He's talking about BTU. We were always talking about BTT. Well, official receipts just landed straight from the Egyptian presidency website that on April 3rd, 2023, President El-Sisi touched down in Riyadh aboard that same exact aircraft, tail number SUBTU, for a high-level sit-down with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, okay? So BTU. And again, he's mixing it up with BTT, but we can now connect these two planes. Now, before you jump to conclusions and go, well, does this solve this? Does this mean that this was the Egyptian?
Are they like Transformers? Like you combined them and it became like, Devastator? What was the Transformer, the plane Transformer? Sky King. Is he like Sky King now? I got to find Sky King because we need to know where Sky King was during this event. Like, hold on. Because that was a pretty good freeze frame. I've not been catching my freeze frames lately. Go, Jason.
Egyptian president on board? No, we can actually officially rule out that it was President El-Sisi that was aboard the jet on September 10th because he was photographed at a meeting with the Prime Minister of Tunisia, Sarah Zafrani, and it was in Egypt. We can also rule him out as having been the individual that was in Provo back in May because he was again photographed multiple times throughout that week in Egypt, okay? What we can, however, deduce is that Walid Mahmoud is therefore not the president of Egypt, but he is almost certainly well acquainted with the president of Egypt because planes that fly presidents around, military planes, you're not gonna just let just some random wealthy Egyptian aboard your jet, right? This person is going to be well acquainted with the president of Egypt. Okay. So who is Walid Mahmoud?
Who is he?
Who is the person using the name Walid Mahmoud? That is the question that we are left with.
That's the question we're asking.
Again, maybe Walid is the pilot. That could make sense. But what was he or she?
Maybe you could just be crazy. Hold on. I think we lost audio for some reason. All right. I'm over here playing around. I found the transformer. He's Superion. All right. So I found Superion, and this is the combiner transformer that was a plane, as well as actually 6 airplanes that came together to form Superion. So there we go. All right. Y'all, this woman is actually saying this like this makes sense. I'm kind of flabbergasted that she doesn't realize how ridiculous this sounds, that she's chasing around planes around the globe as if, does she not realize like the amount of chicanery that would be going on in order for this to be true? Like the amount of chicanery is going to be studied by science. I mean, it's high level foolishness. Let's bring her back in. Let's go. Superion. All right, let's go. Why is it muted? I don't know. Maybe we should have muted her. That might not be a bad thing. I don't know. It's muted. Hold on one second. Let me refresh it. That's before the commercial break. Here we are right here. Okay, let's go. There's no audio. What happened? Can y'all hear it? I don't think you can. Can y'all hear it? Y'all cannot hear it. Interesting. That's what I get for making fun of her, man. That's what it is, Jason. It's your fault because you're making fun of Candace, and now somehow or another Superion done attacked, and now you cannot hear your audio. It's always something. It's always something. Real quick, let me just bring it back in. I'm just going to rebuild it real quick. I apologize about that. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to silence me, man. They're trying to silence me. Let me shout out to my best live chat on the internet for sure. Thank you so much, Irene. She says this. She's giving me Kamala vibes in avoiding the debate. That is interesting. I mean, why avoid it? If you want to say it, why avoid it? Let's keep it going. Some reason other channel, I don't have audio on her channel. George, for the love of goodness gracious, man, get your wife committed in a straitjacket. That's funny. Hey, she needs it, man. Some reason or other her channel is muted. It's not me. It's her channel now. It's got to be something I did. Sorry. Let me try something real quick. All right. Some reason or other, I don't have any audio on her channel. I'm so sorry about that. That's what I get, man. Cracking jokes, man. That's what you get, man. Over here trying to be funny, man, Jason. Give me 1 second to... I have no idea why, but I have no audio on her channel. And how crazy is that? Thank you so much, Black Sigma. I appreciate you, brother. And let's go real quick. Thank you so much. Candace Farmer is a modern day folk teller. I mean, like, where is this story supposed to go? Like, where is it going to, Candace? Like, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. All right, real quick. Imagine being so low IQ as Candace and stating that a secret operation would follow targets with jets instead of undetectable drones, satellite signals, or GPS. That's what we've been saying. Thank you so much for the $20 super. Like, that's not even how spies work. Like, what spy are you talking about? What's going on, Candace? I'm right there with you. Thank you so much. And very keen observation. Thank you so much. Luke with the 20 says this, just dropping by to say hello. God bless you, Brother Jason. Well, thank you so much, Luke. I appreciate you for the $20 super, and thank you for stopping through. Yo, I have no idea what has befallen my audio. Let me try this real quick. Some reason or other, the audio on her channel is not working. And I have no idea what happened. Let me drop this in here, see if, pull this back in, make sure this works.
But I cared about Charlie.
Okay,
Have you
it's
no
something
shame?
wrong.
We're going to find out. You can
'Cause
pick
it's
the
all the way
place, you can
turned
pick the
up when
time,
the
you
audio's
can pick the
turned on.
place, you can pick the time, you can pick the place, you can pick the
One
time,
second, y'all.
you can pick the place, you can pick the time, you can pick the place, you can
Okay, so
pick
it
the
is
time,
something on my side. Hold
you
on one
can
second.
pick the place, you can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer
Real
statements. It's
quick,
not how
I'm
I
going
roll,
to-
okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it with whistle.
All right, real quick, right here. I have no idea why it's not. I'm checking everything. I botched something up over here.
Thing
And it will not
I
allow me to
fully
put
accept.
anything
I say
in
let's
that
do it
plays.
tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only
Okay,
ground
give me
rule
1 second, everybody. One
is
second.
no
I'm gonna do
assassinations.
something.
Okay? No assassinations, no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it and then Candace died in a mysterious accident.
Put
Okay?
y'all on a
We'll
quick
be right
little
back after a quick break.
commercial break very quickly. All right, 1 second. What happened?
Know that I cared about Charlie. Have you no shame? We're going to find out. You can pick the place, you can pick the time, you can pick the place, you can pick the time. Pick-
All right, y'all, I got it back. Sorry about that. Let's bring it back.
But
We are behind like a
what
mug.
Was he or she
Green hearts in the
doing
chat when you can
Provo
hear.
at the end of May and into early June? These are questions and honestly concerns that shouldn't be expressed by me. It should be expressed by every single person at Turning Point USA who is interested in getting to the bottom of who assassinated Charlie Kirk.
I'm sorry
It
about
should be
that, y'all.
expressed by our government. It should be expressed by the Pentagon and their giggly press secretary and press members we should be asking this question. Instead, we're just being gaslit. Everything was so above board on the day of Charlie's assassination that they just can't answer anything. They just cannot answer a single question that we have, and they can't explain why they keep getting caught in little lies. They can't explain that. We're just all ridiculous, and we're harming Charlie's legacy by doing the very thing that Charlie was doing when he died, right? He is responding to questions. He literally died answering questions from people that disagreed with him. And they're now trying to invert reality and make it seem as though asking uncomfortable questions is not something that Charlie would have done. Pointedly ridiculous, and again, ever so transparent. Anyways, I don't think they're going to be laughing long, because I do think that we are getting close. We're going to take a brief break and get to some sponsors.
All right, so she really truly wants us to believe in the year of our Lord that these men don't want to answer these questions when she's just posing questions, and they don't want to answer the question, but she doesn't want to go to Phoenix, Arizona and ask the questions. That's some crazy work. That's just some crazy work, man. Like, I know Cantifa people, I know y'all don't realize it, but y'all are being played. You're being made a fool out of. But you know who's not being made a fool out of? That's Maggie. Maggie says this with the 10. She says this: just flickered over to X, and sender of Project Constitution appears to have people calling him out for posting fake AI content. He's a conspiracy theorist too. No, it's funny. Everybody that she promotes on X, if you just do a little deep dive, they're all just like Candace. They're just like 3 or 4 grade levels below Candace. I mean, all of them. So that doesn't surprise me at all, Maggie. Let me pull this in because I know I've been long and I had this commercial break. This problem right here. So let's go.
We'll have more energy, better digestion, reduce bloating, health. We can do this at 1 a.m. We can do this tomorrow, the next day. We can do this through the end of the year. Anytime, okay? Just send me a link and we will appear virtually, which is entirely plausible. This is something that we desperately want. We are incredibly committed and sincere in wanting to get answers. We do not believe the official narrative. I've made that clear. And we do not understand why you guys seem to be trying to protect the official narrative as opposed to joining us in prodding it, okay? I am just saying how the entire world feels. I'm giving voice to how the entire world feels outside of your donor class. Anyways, it's pretty obvious the call went out. Again, this was some sort of a PR maneuver. That's why they're sending out Cam Higbee. They're laughing at everything that we say, everything that we do. That's kind of their new shtick, is like, we're the cool kids. We're just going to laugh at you, you know, trying desperately right now, clearly, to turn my very real claim that the country of France tried to assassinate me into a joke. The Zio influencers are supposed to influence people into thinking that that is just so crazy and funny. It's so funny. And hopefully with enough of them going out and making videos and peddling the same talking point and trying to turn it into like a cultural joke, you're supposed to ignore the fact that, hey, isn't it kind of strange that neither the White House or the Élysée Palace or even the United States Pentagon has formally denied this quote unquote crazy claim?
No, because you haven't actually made the claim. You've just put it out on Twitter. You haven't actually filed a complaint. You haven't filed a police report. You haven't sought FBI like in a tangible way, sending an email, going through the proper channels. You sent a text to a secretary at the FBI. Ma'am, nobody's going to respond to that. What do you want them to do? You haven't gone through the proper channels. Why is your lawyers not said anything? Cantifa, real quick, big screen. Cantifa, if Candace was real, don't you think her lawyers would have seen the evidence, given the fact that the Macrons are civilly suing Candace, but now they're seeking to commit a crime? Don't you think her lawyers would have seen that? Okay, that's just what I want you to think about, Cantifa, because I know y'all like to think and all that kind of good jazz. Think about it. Why has her lawyers not said anything? Never mind Trump and all them, because you already said that they're corrupt. Why have your lawyers not said anything? That's all I'm wondering. That's why are you not wondering that question? I think should be another question that we ask. We're just asking questions.
Hollywood's for, right? You, all of you at home, all across the world, you're supposed to be fat and dumb and easily influenced by celebrities. Because, like,
What
don't you
celebrity?
have any famous friends? Does Candace even have any famous friends? Like, don't you want to be cool? Don't you want to hang out with famous people? Famous people say that assassination attempt is just funny. That's just like an SNL bit. Anyways, the always relatable Ben Shapiro is trying his luck at humor as well regarding my assassination attempt. He appeared on Greg Gutfeld's show.
But you haven't given anybody anything. And by the way, nobody said that do you have any cool friends, any celebrity friends? Nobody said that. You said that, Candace. You said that. So again, to the Cantifa, why is she playing in your face is literally lying to you. Why is she doing that?
And he decided to promote his appearance with a little jab. Take a listen to Ben.
As you can see, I'm sitting in Greg Gutfeld's seat. But why, you ask, would this be happening? The answer is I called French intelligence, and something may or may not have happened to Greg.
I love it.
It's hilarious. Laughing about actual violence is apparently hilarious so long as it comes through in the context of humor. All is fair in love and laughs. And Greg Gutfeld, after all, is a comedian. So they're not being tribal at all. They're just being funny. Remember, I don't make these rules. I just follow them. And so I'd like to show you another comedian from my tribe. His name is Ace Smart. And he's going to make a funny too. And remember, it's never violent as long as we're telling jokes and it's said in front of a comedian. Take it away, Ace Smart.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
I wonder if I slap the out you, would that be anti-Semitic? Because I don't want to be anti-Semitic. I just want to slap the out you. Shut the up. I'm so sick of you cornball ass trying to stay relevant in front of that podcast equipment. Shut the up. You want us to go to work and grind for the rest of our life while you sit in front of the thing and sound intelligent? Shut the up. I speak for everybody that ever woke up on a Monday morning. Shut the up.
Passionate, hilarious, relatable. It's funny. As long as it's a joke, it's funny, right?
The fact that she thought that was a win, a W, that tells you exactly where she is. that tells you exactly where she is. Okay. All right. Yeah, Candace, sure.
French people colluding to assassinate people is very funny. French intelligence. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, more to this PR effort to, I don't know, suspend rational thinking, I think. Maybe they have worked so hard to poison us over decades and to dumb us down in the classroom that they're testing. They're seeing right now if they just keep repeating things over and over again, if we will just suspend our rational thinking altogether and follow them. I think that's it. That's what it must be. And Frank Turek has come out and he's telling us that Blake Neff, we should, even though he seems very insincere, you should know that Charlie told Frank, that actually Blake Neff is the smartest man that he knows. Trust the science. Take a listen.
The night before Charlie was murdered, and I'm not just saying this, but I went into his office. This was after we had a meeting. You were in the meeting, Blake, me, you, Charlie, and some other folks. And he was going to dinner, and he said, hey, you're going to dinner with Blake and Danny. He said, Blake is my secret weapon. He's the smartest man I know. And he loved you. And for anybody to suggest, whether it's Candace Owens or any other person within TPUSA was somehow complicit in his murder, is to say that Charlie Kirk was such a bad judge of character that he put a bunch of traitors around him. If there's anything I knew about Charlie Kirk, is he knew how to spot talent and integrity and people that wanted to make a difference for the Lord and the country.
It's
So
all just so
before she even gets started, you already know Frank Turek roasted her. He roasted her. He roasted her by saying that he knew how to pick talent and integrity. That was it right there. That was a two-piece whole. That was a two-piece with an extra large Diet Coke. Man, he handled her. Let's go.
unconvincing and emotionally manipulative. It's so obvious. Like Charlie said that Blake Knapp was the smartest person in the world. So you should just accept that. Okay. And that's what he told me. He, by the way, he had a very busy night before. He told Josh Hammer that his book was the greatest thing and everyone should buy Josh Hammer's book. He had that meeting. Then he had a meeting with Frank Turk and he was like, Blake Knapp is the smartest person and nobody should question Blake Knapp. It was a lot. Like it was, he was,
Is that what he
telling us
said,
everything
though?
he said the night before, except for when he texted you guys and said that he thought they were going to kill him. Can we get to that part?
Why don't you
Okay, we get
why
it.
don't you show it? Why don't you show it if you know it? Show it. Rather than tell us, show it. That Candies. Okay, whatever.
Mikey's amazing. Blake Knapp's the smartest dude we know. It's right here in the Bible. Can we get to the part of the evening before when Charlie said they are going to kill him, which maybe took place after all of that, all of the compliments that were paid? Guys, please stop. It's so fake and gay. It hurts me. It hurts me. It physically is hurting me. The level of fakeness and gayness that we are reaching at Turning Point USA is starting to make me go, ow. Okay? Please, I'm asking nicely. Can you give us something authentic? Because that's not going to cut it. That's just not going to cut it. How dare you question the ghost of Charlie Kirk? Are you suggesting that Charlie could have possibly not had good judgment? Am I suggesting that I've maybe watched a lot of hours of IDTV and it seems like, yeah, it's a kind of a common theme that when people die, you should question the people closest to them? Actually, yeah, I am suggesting that it's like a very high percentage of murders that are committed by somebody else they know. I think it's like north of 95% of murders. And no matter how many adjectives you assign to people at Turning Point USA, we're not going to accept this narrative, okay? We're not going to accept this narrative, especially when you're lying and you won't tell us the relevant portions. Who did he think was going to kill him? Andrew Colvett? Can you tell us, Andrew? Can you tell us, Blake Neff? Can you tell us, Mikey McCoy? Or was he just full of fluff? Just full of fluff at the end. Really just wanted Josh Hammer's book to be sold. You're bad at this. You want to know why you're bad at this? Because you're inauthentic. That's why. You're inauthentic. If you start telling the truth, you won't struggle with this issue. Nobody accepts this, okay? In other news and emotional manipulation, Tim Pool was having some sort of a breakdown. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know why he's tweeting about me all the time. I hope he gets well, but I do want to address this absurd point that he is making about why we shouldn't be speaking about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Take a listen.
You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms, then we're gonna lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's why I say, was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real. So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually, what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end, okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him. And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset, because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the...
Okay, I just got to ask a question, because I see a lot of people here, and most of them seem to be like, what in the devil's going on? Let me ask you a question. How important is it right now for her to share Tim Pool's rant versus her explaining how Egypt, Canada, Germany, New Zealand, Wakanda are all working together to have her deleted? Why has she not shown us any proof to that claim that she made? None whatsoever. You do realize she never even showed you the person that she was referring to, Waleed Muhammad. Like, I at least showed you Superion, the Transformer, because that's, she was talking about, she combined the planes. So at least I showed you that. So I've actually shown you more proof than she did. But don't worry, I found Mr. Muhammad. Stay around to the end. All right, this is dumb. This is so dumb, Candace.
Feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault of, I don't know, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend. Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody really dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact, and it's not for sale at all. Anyways, we'll take a quick break and get into your comments. Also, of course, want to tell you guys about Nimi Skincare.
All right. Woo. Y'all, we are getting this work today, man. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Real quick, thank you so much. Cindy says this. She's been a member for 2 months. And by the way, if you've been a member, you can comment without even dropping a super. Let's go. She talks about Charlie every day. You think she'd drop everything and do this in any time, in any place? I agree. Like, oh, you want to talk about Charlie? Let's go and get this figured out. I agree with you. Why is she not rushing? She's already been in Phoenix. She should be coming to us live from the airport. Shout out to Patrina for sure with the 5 says this. She is so upset. She cannot stand them not giving into her. So she is claiming war. Thank you so much for that. And it came back around with the 2. She is showing her leftist. I believe she's never not been a leftist. She's been cosplaying for the longest. Thank you, Grace. What she say here? Anyone who speaks ill of Frank Turek is not okay. His level of integrity is something she will never understand. She can't. She can't understand Frank. But again, like, why even bring that up? What was the purpose of bringing up Frank Turek and Blake? What was the purpose of that when you could be talking about an attack, a hit out on your life? Why is that not the most important thing that you're talking about? I mean, for real. Shout out for sure. Thank you so much, Phantom, with the $2 says she has no idea what happened. Just be quiet. Just shut up. I agree with you 1,000%. And by the way, thank you so much. A super chat just to say you are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Mr. 77, thank you so much for the very kind and very gracious super. Real quick, while Candace is over here yapping, doing her ad read, real quick, shout out to the moderators. They sent this to me. I cannot help but think that Candace is getting played. And let me explain why. Why do you say Candace is getting played yet again, Jason? Well, we found Waleed Muhammad. Now, this might not be the only one, but Waleed Muhammad was born on October 16th, 2001. He's an Egyptian. He is an actor and composer known for, I don't know what that is, Tell Me a Story in 2001. So, I mean, he was pretty young, like was 8 years old. The Treasure 2 in 2019 and Abdul Monty in 2012. He turned to making short films and drama series, and he has participated in many works of art. He is also nominated for several awards, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this is an actor. But you would think she had done her due diligence. Now, of course, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is the one. Of course, there could be another Waleed Muhammad. Absolutely. That does not mean that we found there's only one on the planet. But why didn't she find, did she find that out? Or is she going to find it out when she watches the video later on? Like, is that when Skylar watches this, is Skylar going to realize that? Or are the Cantifa people going to go say, hey, Candace, Jason pointed out that Waleed Muhammad is an actor. Did you know that? And if she did know that, why didn't she tell you that? That's the thing. Like, oh, we know that there's one of them that's an actor. We know one Waleed Muhammad's an actor, but there must be another one, blah, blah, blah. She could have did that. Like, because if he's an actor, maybe he was here for a reason, doing work. Is that a reach? Am I reaching too far for that? Y'all, what do y'all think? In the comments below, let me know. All right, let's get her back over here. She should be almost done with her very important ad read. All right. And then I got one more thing I want to show y'all before we get up out of here. So real quick, bring her back up in here, Jason. Let's go. Candace is an actor. That's hilarious. She said Muhammad. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's spelled like the way she said it. All right, let's go.
Tim Pool, Beanie Shapiro. And I hope that doesn't stick. Anyways, you guys, if you'd like to support our show, reminding you that Make Him a Sandwich is now on sale. It's on Amazon, which is super exciting. Also, if you want to get 20% off the book, you can go to makehimasandwich.com and buy directly from us. And we are now shipping to Canada. And if you're looking for a signed copy, that is only available at CandaceOwens.com. Yeah, I need to start promoting my book more on social media. I want to get that to on Amazon. We also have some new merch on the website, which I think you guys will.
Okay, I didn't realize.
We don't know what we know in different colors.
I didn't realize she was doing that.
Around the corner, so
I think it's interesting. Like, even the fact that she has a book, she's an accomplished author, whether you like her or not, she's written books. Why is that not part of her book club? Why is her book club not reading her book? It would make sense, right? I mean, if I were an author, I would be doing a book club to talk about my book, and people talk, ask questions or whatever. What were you thinking when you made up this character? Who's this guy like? So on and so forth. Why are you not doing that? That's just amazing to me and she's written what, 2 or 3 books already? It just seems weird, but you want a book that lends itself to chaos. Okay. Got a problem. No problem. All right, let's go. She's back.
Assassinate you so they could blame it on TPUSA. Yeah, I will say that was the number top 500 comments yesterday. It was don't go to Turning Point USA, don't go to Turning Point USA. And I was actually willing to do that within reason. Like, I mean, like if we had a conversation and tried to plan it and book it. But I guess they never were being sincere, and I should have seen through that, because why would they? They are very obviously not trying to open themselves up to any inspection from the public. They are working with the feds to kind of bury the Charlie Kirk story. And that, my friends, to me, represents an end of an era. It makes me think about how intentional Charlie was about saying, we want this to be a youth organization. He wants it to be fresh. He didn't want to become the RNC. In fact, he wanted to take over for the RNC with youth and a commitment to truth. And unfortunately, I think now they're trying to turn the apparatus into the same stale, buy your way into the presence of someone, you do me a favor. And it's sad, but I do think that there is goodness and that is coming from this tragedy. And that goodness is that a lot of people are waking up to how it works, how the whole system works, how the whole matrix works.
I'm thinking back about, I take it back. I'm glad she did play that clip from Frank Turek, because Frank Turek, I'm thinking about it again. I might need to roll it back and listen to him again. He said Charlie Kirk, so what Candace is saying, that Charlie Kirk surrounded himself with crooks and people with low integrity. that means that Charlie Kirk fired Candace when he booted her out of TPUSA. What does that say about her? It wasn't because she had such high level of integrity, because she said that Charlie had high levels of integrity. So, but he wasn't smart enough to realize that the people around him were crooks. Maybe it's because they realized that she was the crook.
Okay. Comments. We have Deb Skates. That is a massive donation. Thank you so much, Deb. He wrote, "You may need some help with legal fees." Yeah. Yeah. Also, Tyler Boyer, fun little update, sends a text or something. They're all just so insincere. I don't know, sent an email and was like, "What's your lawyer's email?" What do you mean, what is my lawyer's email? You guys have my lawyer's email. Like, we were in communication 2 days ago, right? Like, what are you talking about? That is like go.
You know what? Okay. I'm not gonna keep stopping, but I am gonna keep stopping. Cantifa people, I'm gonna back this up. I want you to listen to what she says and just realize, like, why does she keep making these kind of mistakes? Listen to what she said.
To kind of bury the Charlie Kirk story. And that, my friends, to me, represents an end of an era. It makes me think about how intentional Charlie was about saying, we want this to be a youth organization. He wants it to be fresh. He didn't want to become the RNC. In fact, he wanted to take over for the RNC with youth and a commitment to truth. And unfortunately, I think now they're trying to turn the apparatus into the same stale, buy your way into the presence of someone, you do me a favor. And it's sad, but I do think that there is goodness and that is coming from this tragedy. And that goodness is that a lot of people are waking up to how it works, how the whole system works, how the whole
Watch this.
matrix works.
Listen to this.
Okay. Comments. We have Deb Skates. That is a massive donation. Thank you so much, Deb. He wrote, "You may need some help with legal fees." Yeah. Yeah. Also, Tyler Boyer, fun little update, sends a text or something. They're all just so insincere. I don't know, sent an email and was like, "What's your..."
Okay. A text or something. He sent an email. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be picky, and you're welcome to say, JC, just being petty. But why, like, did he send you a text or did he send you an email? Like, is that really that hard to comprehend? Like which one was it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. And then again, where's the proof? Why don't you have that on the screen? Like, her show should be I think because she's throwing out so much information that it's hard for her to put it all together. But if you're going to do this, then you should have every little snippet should be put on the screen. Why not do that? It makes no sense.
Lawyer's email. What do you mean, what is my lawyer's email? You guys have my lawyer's email. Like, we were in communication 2 days ago, right? Like, what are you talking about? That is like go speak to your employees and your lawyer. You know my lawyer's email. Everybody knows my lawyer is Noah. So send whatever you're going to send. I don't care. I'm not going to lie to the people. I said what I said and I meant it, okay? I'm sorry, guys.
Why is she so upset? He was just asking a question. Like, is she big mad about that? Why is she so mad? Listen to her.
Do I have bad attitude today? Skylar, do I have a bad attitude today?
Yeah.
He said I never have a bad attitude. Thank you. I knew it. Yashira Sanchez writes, Candace, I pray for you every day. A lot of people are talking about you joining the TPUSA debate, but very few talk about the pressure and the risk that comes with your boldness. Please stay alert and stay protected. Your voice is important and your safety matters. Look, if something happens to me, really what I want to say to all of you guys is go Max. Like, all of you, everyone. Let it never end. Let it never stop. Like,
it'll be 10 minutes.
Be just as bold. I am telling you, it feels like when we are here on Earth that this is it. Like, we just get 80 years. That is not true. Okay? Your ancestors knew that there was more. We are in this simulation where they have intentionally turned us into a godless society because they want you to be fearful and they want you to exchange your soul because they are of this earthly realm. You know what I mean? These are Satan's children. Obviously, these are Satan's children. And they work by making you feel fearful. And so you trade off and you go, okay, well, I just want to have money and be comfortable in this life right now. And so I'm willing to let badness happen. And I guess my kids are just going to inherit that badness and this world is just going to be run by pedophiles. And we can't do that. And that's why I say to you guys, you should be going Max right now, you know? you have to say the truth. The frequency of truth hits harder. And we hear these demons squealing. We just hear it. Like you can feel it right now. And yeah, they are dangerous.
Y'all, this woman makes me sick to my stomach. So stay around to the end because the best live chat on the internet we found Mr. Mohammed. This is the best live chat on the internet. Do me a favor, just flood the chat right now with green hearts because y'all are the best. I don't care what anybody says. I will fight you in the front yard, in the backyard, over here by the park. I'll fight you in my neighbor's yard. Anybody who says that their live chat is better, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to meet you outside. Just green hearts. I just want green hearts. I don't want to see anything else but green hearts. Don't say, I don't care what you're in the middle of typing. Just type green hearts. That's all I want. Like, there's no way, man. This is the best live chat on the internet. Somebody has corrected me about the celebrity friend comment. We're going to watch that in a second. Somebody has found Waleed Muhammad. He can't hide from the best live chat on the internet. Y'all are the best. I mean, I cannot stand how great y'all are. Y'all are the best. Good gracious. Candace, hurry up and get done so we can go and just flood the chat with green hearts. I don't care. Just flood it. Like,
they are dangerous, but the truth will win, and the truth is more powerful than the lie. And I really feel that, and I can't let my kids grow up in a world like
why
this.
is
with
Jesus
these
not?
demons.
That's what I was going to say. Why is Christ not brought up in the midst of her discussion? Like, okay, let's pretend. Let's pretend that demons are running amok, like she's saying. Okay, why is her solution that we fight with the demon? Like, why is that? Why is that her solution? Oh, that's right, because she's a Christian.
Control. I can't. This is not a meritocracy. We live in a matrix. Everybody just needs to wake up right now. Oh, look, Project Constitution is in the chat. He said, I have proof now that Tim Pool uses bots. Stay tuned. Receipts dropping in the next few weeks. Go Max. God bless you, Candace. It's good to see you here. You've done some great work, and hope you were okay with me editing on air. I think you thought BTU was BTT, but that's actually okay because now we can connect those two planes at the very least. Donna Barada writes, make sure you have people on your team to debate TPUSA. Don't do it solo. Negotiate a virtual meeting for safety. They're not doing that. If something happens to you, they will blame it on the French. Christ is king. Listen, just us knowing what it is and just the fact that so many people are awake to the reality that that assassination attempt was real and that if it wasn't, we should be hearing from proper channels, not...
No, we haven't heard anything from you. Hold on, we got to back that up a second. She still wants to go with this assassination attempt. We've seen nothing. How do you know it's real? Remember I told y'all, Candace Owens came to my house and sold me some bootleg Girl Scout cookies. How do you know that's real? I got a picture. I got more proof than she's giving y'all. That's crazy work. And then wants the onus to be on the government to validate it. Ma'am, no, where's the police report? Did you at least call the police? At least where's your lawyer? We know your lawyer. Why has he not said anything? See, y'all, she playing in your faces. If you're a member of Cantifa, she playing. I was being facetious when I said that. If you're a member of Cantifa, she playing in your face.
They will blame it on the French. Christ is king. Listen, just us knowing what it is and just the fact that so many people are awake to the reality that that assassination attempt was real and that if it wasn't, we should be hearing from proper channels, not Cam Higby giggling like a little girl, a schoolgirl on the payroll of USA.
She mad.
That's good, guys. That is a tremendous goodness. It is a step in the right direction. It is a step into the broader awakening. Fishroom writes, I suffered through one episode of the new Turning Point. They are fake as hell, and they are hiding behind the guise of religion for political power. That much is so obvious. They cannot get through it without trying to sound like they are preachers and pastors, and this is demonic, and your soul will, you're not going to make it to heaven if you have questions, if you question our authority. Like, what? Huh? You're not going to make it to heaven if you side with the devil, and the devil is always lying and hiding and obscuring. The truth is free, man. It's so easy to tell the truth and to answer basic questions about that day. You're not doing that. You're not doing it at all. Seven Sheets writes, the fact that your podcast went to #1 in the world doesn't only speak to their lost narratives, it speaks more to how many people are out here craving authenticity and truth. I agree with you on that. You know, I totally agree with you that right now we're kind of in this new era where only authenticity is going to float. Everything does just genuinely feel so fake and gay and performative, and it's a show, and the fake audience applause and fake laughter. And no, I just want to see that you guys cared about him. I don't need you to keep telling me Charlie's last words, and he's got a lot of last words, man. And yeah, Charlie was also a human, so also trying to mint him as some Christ who could have never chosen wrong. Oh my God, this massive employment. I know we fire people all the time, but Charlie never chose wrong here. What? That doesn't even make sense.
Who said
It's
that
business, of
though?
course.
Who said that though? Okay, let's let it go.
There are snakes in the garden. When money becomes the motive, there are going to be snakes in the garden naturally as things get bigger. They open themselves up to corruption. And you guys are acting extremely corrupt in this moment.
You mean like the #1 podcast in the world? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Spiritually corrupt above all else.
Okay.
That's what I would say. The person who uses the handle GoMax Candace writes, the propaganda machine isn't working on us. Thank God you aren't going in person. We pray for you daily. My hubby and I support you and the truth fully.
Sorry to hear
America
that.
First, GoMax, Team Candace. And you know what? It's not just America. It's all around the world, right? You know, it's like the people first, the people globally first. We are so tired of all of it. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what changed. I don't know when the vibe shift happened where it just all feels very plastic and I just want to like push it out of my way. Like, oh, when I just saw that fakeness and gayness, I just wanted to like, oh, you know, just like punch him in the arm. I just want to punch Blake Neff in the arm or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's so fake. Curbster writes, CPUSA is now floundering up to their eyeballs in their own crappy lies and shady actions. Them treating the public as if we are as gullible as they are guilty has sealed their fate as a corrupt company full of greedy traitors. I agree. And it's like, guys, we can see the influence campaign too. So please just stop doing it. Like, stop paying the influencers because it's a waste of your money beyond anything else. Like, they don't look cool. It's like not Regina George and Mean Girls. Like, don't laugh. You can't sit with us. We're the cool kids. It's so silly. Like, okay, I don't know who pulled. Oh, what was that? Who pulled that? That's hilarious. I didn't expect that. But like, I'm sorry. Who is being influenced by Cam Higbee? Show of hands. Who's just like, yeah, I gotta hang out with Cam Higbee? I just look at him and I can tell it's fake and gay. I don't know. It's like, I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to hang out with Adam Sosnick. So can we get to the next part? Okay, we're not invited. We can't come to the party. We can't hang out with famous people and cool people. We can't be at the Pentagon flossing like it's like the Miami Strip or something. We get it, okay?
Oh, she is mad about this thing.
Can we get something that feels real? That's what we want. We don't care, man. We just want our kids to grow up in a society that isn't ruled by gangs and criminals and people that are into kids. That's what we want, really. We'll never sit with you again. You guys can keep sitting by yourselves forever, cool kids. Can we get the real kids? I don't know. Jay-Z writes, the way they set the time and said it's confirmed. Confirmed with who? Amongst themselves. A circle of their own peers, of course.
Well, she said it.
So out of touch with the people. Pasty George writes, at first, I did not like CK because he denied all the horrible things going on in the Middle East. However, after he was gone, I started to watch his videos and I saw the ones where he started to question and doubt the ones that he was standing up for. JFK asked too many questions as well. I cannot say to you enough. I get what.
Why is she reading so many commercials? I mean, so many emails today. That just seems really interesting. She's never read this many. And we watch her show pretty much every day. Have y'all noticed that? Is it, or is it just me? Is it also just me that show really didn't have a lot of substance? Okay. I got a feeling about this.
What you are saying, and Charlie was always authentic. He authentically loved Israel. And then he authentically had questions after October 7th. And then he was authentically angry and recognizing how much control was around him. And
where's your proof to that?
The infiltration happened. I mean, it's like they're like proud of the infiltration. They're proud of the deception. They're proud of what their money can buy. And I don't know how they could be proud. It's just so arrogant. It is so arrogant. Lastly, We
Praise
have
God. Praise the
a
Lord.
comment from Jerome who writes, as someone who has never trusted our history books and BS explanations we get from the government about why things around the world are happening, even if it's uncovered in the US, French, and Israel were colluding and killed CK, what power do we have to fight the billionaires or the Department of Defense? Reality is like, you got to start in your home, right? Their system is a matrix. Take your kids out of school. That's the first thing I say. It made me so happy last night when I went to an event and just ran into this woman who said, we took my kids out of school and I heard your podcast and we couldn't do it and we were tired and I have a job and he has a job and we just did it. We made it work. And that's what I did. I just did it. And I realized if my older sister was making it work and getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning at 3:45, I think she wakes up every day to be able to keep her full-time job plus homeschool her kids. But also when I saw the joy that it returned to her life, I was like, what is my excuse? Am I tired? Yes. Am I exhausted today? Yes. Today in particular, after going to an evening event last night, I woke up in bed. I was like, I just want to sleep for 1 more hour, please.
So she went to an event and there's a French hit out on her life. Okay.
But the reward and the joy of it has returned to my life, and knowing that I'm doing what I can in my own capacity to collapse the system, great. Stop taking their pills, right? That's another part, the pharmaceutical complex. Learn about that. Stop offering your children's bodies to the state. You can do that in your own capacity. We have that series, A Shot in the Dark, available on CandaceOwens.com for a reason for first-time parents. It will shock you. I guess not. If you're watching this podcast, you're going to be like, dang. I'm not surprised at all. Everything is fake and gay. But I think for a lot of us who were invested in Big Pharma years ago, it's shocking. It'll be shocking for you. Gift that to a friend. Like I said, that came from the left. The left was on it with Big Pharma long before the right was on it.
What is she talking
Stop signing
about?
up your sons for war, right?
What is she
Tim Pool
talking
rant and
about?
scream and say, who's going to fight our wars next week? Huh? What is she doing? Who's going to fight our wars? Doesn't she care? No, I don't. I don't care. Seriously, I'm so off of the government stuff. I'm like, you give us honesty, you give us truth, or you can go after yourselves, all of you, everywhere, all of that, all over the world. I'm not signing up my sons as Christians to go fight and slaughter other Christians, okay? I'm not signing up my sons to believe that our biggest threat is Muslims, but we just somehow can't stop bombing innocents in their countries. We're out. We're done. Okay? Send your kids, by the way. I think, Tim, you just had a child. Bless you. Hope that changes you. And, but, you know, when he comes of age, you send him. Sign up yourself. You love it so much. You love it so much. It's all about the votes, ensuring the votes. Do it. After you, my dear. After you. Or should we let Ace, the comedian, tell you how we really feel about it? Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, that last little segment, she had nothing. She had absolutely nothing. That was exhausting. Wow. Yeah, she is special. It's funny that she literally just talked about Muslims, but kind of skips over the Muslim genocide that's going on in Nigeria right now, in Darfur and Sudan. She just completely never addresses it. She never addresses Muslim aggression. Never. It never gets even a hat tip. Not even like a little hat tip. It's always Christian men slaughtering other Christian men, which is kind of weird. That's a very strange take that she has about that, but it is what it is. All right, real quick. Am I muted? Okay, no. All right, hold on. I got 3 things I want to show y'all, and we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Earlier, I said that Candace, nobody said that she had to have celebrity friends. All right, so I'm going to pull up the clip, and let's just check it out together. I'm not 100% certain.
It's valuable currency you have with the relationships you have, your friends. In my opinion, she's burned every bridge she's ever been associated with. Whether that's Turning Point USA, whether that's the Daily Wire, whether that's PragerU, Charlie Kirk, Steven Crowder. I don't know what's going on even in this room, but it's not like we're loving what she's doing these days. I'm asking you a serious question. Who are her friends at this point?
Well,
to
I
me,
do
she's
think she
very
has
lonely.
friends. No, I think she's very close with Tucker. I do think she has a group
How many
of
more
friends.
can you name, though? other than Tucker,
yeah.
genuine question. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. Who's Candace's friends? Who are her allies? Can we name a name? Anyone?
Oh,
Anyone?
she's got more than you would believe.
Name a name.
No, she's got a lot of them.
I'm sure that there's
She does.
Twitter army out there.
Yeah,
but what famous names advocates are saying, I'm with Candace? Tucker, maybe? Who else?
No,
I can't name one.
First thing I'd like to clarify is I have never been friends with Steven Crowder. I just...
Okay, all right, just to be fair, he does say famous, but I think I get what he's saying. I don't think he's saying like you gotta have cool kid friends. I think he's saying like people who have real platforms. Like you can't just say, well, yeah, I'm friends with the guy that does my lawn, or I'm friends with the barista at the local coffee shop. That's what I'm understanding. What do y'all think? And I'll finish up, but I don't think he was saying that you have to be like famous. And I want to back up a little smidgen again, just to make sure I understood what he was saying. I mean, because he does say right, but I think he's saying like who has a platform, like like for example, if I, as the host of the Jay Witt podcast, if I were invited to come on a larger platform, that would be a very big thing, right? And it would be, that they supported me and helped me. But I, as the host of the Jay Witt podcast, I'm forever reaching out to other content creators and trying to help them get better. I stay on the phone probably an hour, 2 or 3 a week talking to content creators to help them get better. And they can say like, hey, Jason helped me, or I'm their friend. They don't have to say I'm popular or famous or whatever. I just know a lot of things that I've messed up on, and I can tell people how to not mess up on those things. Does that mean I'm a celebrity? Or does that mean like I have a bigger platform than them and I want them to be like me, being able to do what they enjoy doing? I don't think that's, but let me finish it up.
Army out there.
Yeah.
But what famous names advocates are saying, I'm with Candace? Tucker, maybe? Who else?
No,
I can't name one.
First thing I'd like to clarify is I have never been friends with Steven Crowder. I just feel like that is really not good dirt to throw on my name. I just have better intuition than that. Secondly, my friend Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck, hence the reason we're doing this entire podcast investigation into what actually happened on that day. Now, you seem to be naming employers regarding the Daily Wire. I am still friends with every single one of my colleagues that I was friends when I went in there. And yeah, when you leave a job, you don't tend to hang out with management on your way out. So I'm not sure what you're referencing here. If you mean that I am not one of those basic bitches who needs to post every second of when I'm hanging out with people so that people think that I'm cool and I'm surrounded by individuals, you would be right. Because I'm a person who grew up on Kanye West's music. And it's so funny that I was blasting his early music, one of his first songs, All Falls Down, and he speaks about this. This is how they create the Matrix. Insecure men speak like that, okay? They want people who are insecure to allow terrible things to happen because they say, well, you can hang out with me. You can hang out. All you have to do is just not talk about the Epstein files, and you might get invited to Mar-a-Lago. Don't you want to be invited to Mar-a-Lago? Don't you want to go to Mar-a-Lago? Then why don't you look away when we talk about children being abused? It's so weird. Like, don't you want to have like really all of the invites to Mar-a-Lago? And you can hang out, you can get dressed up and hang out with cool people in Hollywood if you just look the other way when children are being abused. This is that mentality, okay? It's disgusting, it's gross, but more importantly, it is insecure. So I want to remind you guys that your real friends do not need to be famous, okay? My best friend...
Did they say that, though? Is that what he was saying? That your best friends have to be famous? Did he say that, though? I think he's clearly saying, like, are there people of the same caliber that are doing the same thing or relatively same thing that are in support of you? I've asked this question. I said, why doesn't Tucker have her on his show on a regular basis? I said, why doesn't Megyn Kelly have her on her show on a regular basis? So that's what I'm understanding. I don't think that it's not fair to say that he was saying that you got to have super famous friends and invite you to Mar-a-Lago. I don't think that's what he was saying.
Friends are not famous, and you should be close with your family. You should have real value in your life. Part of the Matrix requires you to have this sort of instinct to think celebrities are cool and that they glitter and they're golden. The majority of them are pretty effed up and drunk. That's the reality.
I don't think that's what he said, though. And I think this is very interesting. It is adorable that she said, like your family. It is adorable that she said, like your family. You mean like the one that you're never with because you're busy out here crashing out for Charlie Kirk? I think that's a fair argument. I think that's fair. So yeah, I mean, he does say more than what I intimated. So I don't want it to sound like, I don't want to misunderstand what he was saying. All right, y'all, we are not going to be here all night. Okay, so the best live chat on the internet is undefeated. I don't know what the score is, but it's something to 0 because they're just winning all the time. The best live chat has found who we think is Waleed Mohammed. I think this one is much better than my example before. So let me bring it in. Let's check it out. Okay, so Ambassador Dr. Waleed, let me zoom this in for y'all. All right. And tell me, does this make sense that maybe he was the one that was on the plane, if in fact that at all happened? Okay. So Ambassador Dr. Waleed Mohammed, I'm not going to butcher his last name. And he's a PhD. He's a retired professor at Geneva School of Diplomacy and International Relations. I'm not going to mess that up because it's just going to be bad and they might put a hit out on me. And I don't need that. Dr. A is a seasoned diplomat and academic with extensive experience in international relations, Middle Eastern affairs, and global diplomacy. He served as Egypt's ambassador to Japan and permanent representative to the UN and the World Trade Organization in Geneva. His career includes leadership roles at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Egypt, the World Intellectual Property Organization, and as director of key diplomatic institutes. He holds a PhD in political science from the Graduate Institute of Geneva and has authored numerous publications on diplomacy, international economic cooperation, and cultural dialogue. This is probably the guy. Like, why would you not expect this person, assuming again that Candace is not just selling a bunch of hogwash? Like, wouldn't you expect this person to have a relationship with the president? Wouldn't you expect him to know the president? Like, that seems pretty straightforward. I would expect him to. I mean, he's the ambassador to a country, a whole country. like, why is that a surprise to her? I just don't understand. But let's just say this is the gentleman, or let's say it isn't. Either one. Like, I don't know how Candace knows this. For all we know, this man was nowhere near here. This man could have been somewhere chilling in Cairo, for all we know. Okay, and the very last one. Hey, where'd he go? Oh, it was a tweet. Okay, here he goes. All right, so somebody has said this, that Candace has like a God complex. And I want to bring this in to kind of show, hey, you might be right. I think she does have a God complex. Where did she get it from, Jason? Why does she have a God complex? Well, thank you for asking. Let me bring it in and show you. This is John Mappin. This is allegedly the donor that wrote her that very favorable letter after Charlie Kirk passed away. All right, so what does he say? The first sentence should be a stop. It should be a whole stop right there. The whole sentence. Jesus needs Candace Owens. That should be it. We're done. We actually can wrap up now. We don't need to read anymore. This tweet is garbage. Someone needs to be doing his work here on earth now. Now we really go. Not only did we throw it in the trash after the first sentence, now the third sentence, we're going to light the trash on fire. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. I mean, like a whole asteroid needs to hit the garbage can. So we throw the tweet in the garbage can after this foolishness right here, that Jesus needs her. Then we light the garbage can on fire with someone needs to be doing his work. And then this misapplication of John 14:12, we hit the garbage can with an asteroid. It's a wrap. Like, this is crazy. Candace Owens needs Jesus. Now, this person right here understood the assignment. Now, this guy down here, he's the real MVP. This is some crazy work. So that's probably why she believes and responds and acts like this, like she's doing such a great job, is because she really believes her own hype. She's got high off her own supply that, I'm important. God needs me. Jesus needs me. That's crazy work. That is some nasty work. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say this dude is like a Scientologist. I want to say John Mappin is a Scientologist or something like that. So even in that, like, sir, you got a lot of problems. You have a lot of problems that you need to clear out, sir. You got a lot of problems, but shout out for sure. Thank y'all, everybody who rocked with me. I apologize again for the technical difficulties. When I get done, I'm going to take this apart, probably spend a little time tonight and figure out what happened, because I have no idea what happened. But real quick, I want to say thank you again for these very kind supers. And thank you to our stream sponsor. Yes, our stream sponsor, Grim Princess. Thank you so very much. Let's see real quick. Okay, Candace doesn't, and here we go right here. TPUSA is suing. They have contacted her lawyers. Thank you so much, Phantom. I was going to say that. Why did they reach out to her? Probably to put it on her radar that we're about to sue you. And I pray that they do. Let me tell you something. That will be a complaint that I will read. We might do a whole live stream. We might do a whole panel. I don't know. What if they were trying to get her to come to TPUSA so they could serve her in public? While she's on stream, ma'am, you got served. That would have been crazy. Trust me, we will be doing an all-night reading. We might do a theatrical reading, a dramatic reading. I'm gonna have lawyers come in and read. We're gonna do the whole thing. MT, thank you for the $2. Says being laughed at really gets under her skin. She does not like that. She doesn't, and I think it goes back to her childhood. Like, she didn't like when she was allegedly contacted by those students in high school, and they made some very racial and threatening commentary. She really didn't like that. But it's funny, because that case is sealed, nobody ever knows. Like, there's no evidence that event happened. Allegedly the high school kids called her phone and left her voicemail messages that were really threatening and racially motivated. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just saying, like, there's no proof. There's no way to go back and look at that. There's no way at all. You can't even see the case. You don't even know who was involved in it, anything like that, because they were all children, all minors. It just seems interesting that keeps happening to her. Shout out to Kim. Thank you so much for the 10. She says, as Candace is elitist and Marxist talking points, she made ladies in the waiting of female. She's made ladies in waiting of the females and eunuchs of the males. Okay, I got you. So sad to see what's become of her followers. Spiritual castration is the worst. Thank you so much for that $10 and a very clear observation. Thank you so much. MT rounding up with the 5 says this: rejection sensitivity likely from abandonment issues from her parents, which is another thing we don't hear much about, which is probably what led to the anorexia and alcoholism in an adulthood. Great point. You never hear about what happened with her parents, particularly her father. I think that's a very keen observation. Thank you for that $5. And we're going to round this up. Kat comes in with 10, says, I'm guessing she thinks the mothers who sent their sons to war so that her trifling self is free. Dang. Kat, tell me how you really feel. Don't hold back. Like, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Her trifling self is free and not speaking German, faking gay. That is infuriating. Wow. Kat, thank you so much for the $10 super. Tell us how you really feel. Don't hold back anything. Oh my gosh, you were on the nose. Goodness gracious. Our Navy was created because of the 1700 Muslim attacks us first when we were barely a country. Citing Quran was their reason. Tucker, ignore that. Thank you so much, MT. And you're right. Like, they as much as they say that we are ignorant of history and we don't know what happened, they seem to make a cottage industry of being ignorant. Thank you so much. And I'm going to finish up here. Thank you for the $2. John Mappin is a QAnon believer. Oh, look into it. Oh, he's one of those guys. Okay, see, I knew it was something. QAnon, Scientology, something. I knew he was up into something. And then lastly, Slayer Princess, thank you so much for the $2. Candy praises Tate, but wants the Epstein list, which is interesting because do you hear her talk about the Matrix all the time? And that's one of like at Andrew Tate's like one of his go-to phraseologies. Like he believes in the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix, and she says it a lot. So I'm wondering like why is it that she's so invested in the Matrix, and why does she keep bringing it up? It just seems weird to me, odd, if you will, given that Andrew Tate's the only person I know that talks about it that much. But y'all, thank you so much, everybody who rocked with us today. Oh no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. What happened? Oh no, you let us know. You let us know how you felt, okay? Cat, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. Yeah, I don't think she would. And the idea and the notion like, oh, I'm not going because they're going to ambush me. I'm not going because they're going to harm me or hurt me. That is such a lame, no, ma'am. You said any place, anytime. Why now are you changing your mind? Like that's, to me, I hope that the Candies, the Cantifa realizes like, yo, she did say any place, anytime, but she ducking and covering now. And again, no evidence whatsoever. None whatsoever. Because if you have evidence, then it will be there. So even if you don't, if you show the evidence now and then you go argue with them on the 15th, that doesn't mean that the evidence is going to change. You already have it. You have the proof. Show your proof. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. I appreciate y'all. Y'all the best. I do want to say thank you so much. Not only for everybody who's been watching the videos and all that kind of good stuff, but those who jump into the most electrifying comment section and give me your 2 cents, all that kind of stuff. Of course, liking the video. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And we are going to be back. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. And probably, and depends on, I'm waiting for an item to come delivered to my studio. I'm going to probably take Saturday and we're going to just do some remodeling in here, but we'll be back on Sunday, Lord willing. But as soon as I know for a fact, I'll make sure y'all know. But thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Appreciate the moderators. I appreciate all of y'all for rocking. Thank y'all so much for sending me these moderators keep sending me messages. I love y'all. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to all of the supporters, all the very kind, extremely gracious super chats. Thank you so much. And it means a lot. So I really do appreciate y'all for that. Look, there we go again. Thank you so much. Brad, what did he say with 5? She reminds me of the character Professor Umbridge from Harry Potter. I don't know much about Harry Potter. But I'm going to go with you. I believe you. Professor Umbridge. I'll look him up. But I just want to say again, thank y'all so much for liking. Thank you so much for tapping in. I apologize for the technical errors. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what that was and get back to it again. We'll do it again tomorrow, Lord willing, y'all. So thank you to all of you all who jumped into the best live chat. If y'all don't mind, make sure you tip your waiters on the way out the door. Drop some green hearts on the way out. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all real soon. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.